with the dead. On demand almost. We'd be like, hey, can you like touch the duck or make it go off? And it would just start lighting up and going crazy. Why should we be afraid of you?
Hello and welcome to What Goes Bump Tonight. I'm your host, Riley Clark, and alongside me, as always, is
Trevor Jensen.
And today, our special guest, the Paranormal Patch, Kalei.
Hi. I think I messed up the intro. Did you hear it?
Good.
No, we've played Bluey in the background of everything before while we were interviewing, so don't worry, you're fine.
Definitely did for like a
Okay.
half hour.
No. My computer started playing while your intro was playing, and my mic wasn't muted.
I didn't hear it.
Okay, good.
I think we dodged that proverbial bullet.
Good.
Awesome. So, where are you from?
New Jersey.
New Jersey, huh? The
Yes.
hotbeds.
I hate it here.
Do you really?
Yeah.
What? Why do you hate it?
Smells like fish.
It smells like-
It does.
Valid reason.
Valid
reason.
valid.
It's like some parts of Michigan smell like cow shit everywhere you go. So I
And
mean,
we have a town that's not far from us. It's
call it
called
Poopersville?
We call it Poopersville because when you drive through it smells
it
like
smells like
shit.
absolute cow shit. It's fucking awful,
Lovely.
isn't it? Though.
Isn't it? So what got you started into this paranormal game?
I know we was chatting a little bit before this, but why don't we rehash it? You know.
What got me started? So I've always been into like the weird things that aren't normal, and I would say the paranormal is not normal. However, I never had like any paranormal experiences or encounters in my life that like made me want to do it. I just one day, which it's only been a year, my channel's 1 year anniversary literally was just last week.
Hey, congrats.
Thank you. And I started my YouTube channel as soon as I started investigating. So it's only been a year. So basically last year I was just like, oh, so normally what I do for my birthday's in October. So I'm already a spooky bitch. I love haunted houses. So I've never been to Penhurst, and I'm like, oh, this is a haunted house. I normally do them every single year for my birthday, and I'm like, okay, this is a new one. And then they had the option to where you could do the haunted house, and then after it was over, you got to do a ghost hunt.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Let's go.
And I was like, okay, let's try this. And I did, and that night was incredible. Honestly, the evidence I got like that day compared to what I get now wasn't shit, but being someone who didn't even know if it was real going in there and having things like give you little knocks, or I don't know, I did an Estes method. I went under the Estes method, and we were talking to a spirit in the Mayflower basement, and it was actually saying green, and this guy behind me had a green glow stick. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
Actually.
So I was pretty much mind blown after that, and ever since I went like crazy. I think I have like what's that thing that you have when you get a new hobby and you go crazy over it?
Obsession.
Yep. Or
I guess. I had an absolute obsession since the beginning, and
Oh yeah. It grabs you hard too when you first experience that like proverbial unicorn is what I always call it, where it's like, what the actual fuck is happening right
Once
now?
you finally do like a real investigation, not like what you see on TV or anything, like a real one, not just like going to the graveyard, like something simple like that, but a real one with like actual devices and stuff, and you catch evidence like that, like
You never go back.
Yeah.
You'll never go back.
you're just like,
no,
it's
that's
all
why like the people who like don't believe, like it hurts my head because
I know.
if you
I feel bad.
if you went out and just looked for it, it's fucking there.
Yep. The same goes too for like some of the people that do think that it's okay to fake things. And I'm not calling anybody out in particular. I'm just saying that it does happen. But like, why do you need to do that when it's happening all the time?
Yeah.
I think that once you start faking evidence, spirits will not do shit for you. So once you start, there is no end. That's where, like, I feel like there's a connection that breaks.
Yeah, it's like losing somebody's trust.
I don't know if, like, I don't know. That's what I feel like it is. I feel like people who, I also feel like those people don't even believe.
Yeah.
And
probably.
I think
That's a good point,
I
too.
think belief is a big thing in getting a lot of evidence, because
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like they know if you believe or not. They also know if you respect them or not. They also know if, like, I don't know. I just feel like there's something there that makes, okay, so for me personally, I feel like I get a lot of evidence, but I think it's because I believe in it. I
Yeah.
go in there and I'm like, okay, well, there's someone here. Let's talk to the air. Let's see if they come through. Like,
Yeah.
I
Do you
don't
like to
know.
humanize, like when you go on your investigations, like when you like try to talk to the spirits, is it like, hey, I know you were a person, like I'd really love to get to like know you a little better, like hear your story.
So exactly how I start off my investigations. Now, I don't put this in all of my videos because it would be repetitive, but I start all of my investigations out the same exact way. I start off by literally introducing myself, saying, "My name is Kalei. If there is anyone here, I'm just here to talk to you. I am not here to disrespect you, to harm you, or anything negative. I come with all respect." And I guess that's just how I say it. And then this is really important in my opinion. A lot of people just go into investigating by just taking out a fucking piece of equipment and putting it on the ground and expecting them to know what the fuck to do.
Yeah, you
An-
kind of gotta lead into it a little.
Yeah.
Another thing, go ahead.
Sometimes, like, we've recently been investigating places that, like, no one's actually gone in and investigated, but you know, like, workers and stuff say this place is haunted. We experience shit every day.
Mm.
And it's like, if no one's came in here and told you how to use something and you've never seen anything,
Well, and if
like
you're
it, how
like
the hell are
from
you gonna-
centuries ago too, where it's like,
Yeah.
God,
Oh
like,
yeah, that's another thing. They don't have a fucking clue what's going on.
No
No.
way.
So like you have to explain it to them thoroughly. Not hey, go touch this. No, you tell them what this is. I even though they're not going to understand what the fuck a REM pod is, I say, so there's this thing. It's called a REM pod. It has this antenna. If you come and touch it for me, it lights up and it lets me know that you're here. I also like to explain to them that I cannot see them and I cannot hear them unless they touch the pieces of equipment I put out.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like that's why a lot of people don't get shit, because they're not understanding that these are people and they're not like all, I don't know.
circus tricks.
Yeah,
That's
we're
what-
not. Yeah, it's exactly that. Where it's not like a, hey, do a backflip. Like I need you to do a backflip right now.
And
Well,
I
it's
mean,
like asking someone
are
to do fucking calculus without teaching them it.
That's even better of a point.
there
It's
definitely
so
are
true.
spaces though, like Asher Walton House, for example. The spirits know what the devices are and they know how to use them.
Yeah,
That's
I
like
because
think
of how
generally-
many people have gone, right?
Yeah, I think hot spots like that for sure. Like if you go to like a new location and you're like, I'm the first one ever to investigate this. Yeah, I think then that warrants like I need to like teach instead of like just like poke and prod here.
I still like to teach anyways because most of the time, I'm gonna sound like a psychopath, but I swear there are portals everywhere, and
We are portals.
there's always new spirits coming and fucking going. So some of them might know, some of them might not know. So why not be safe and just teach them how to use it? So the evidence that you are getting, here I go again, come back.
It's because we're getting so heated in this topic.
Oh. So the evidence that the evidence that you are getting is correct. So like I like to confirm once they start touching my stuff. Like I like my Envoy a lot. And the Envoy is the little thing that it's a yes no box, has a bunch of other shit too. I literally like to confirm and so I teach them how to use it, and then I confirm with them, okay, if you can understand me and you understand how to use this equipment, make it say yes, or I'll say make it say no. And if they can do that, then I will know that the yeses and nos I'm getting from that box is real evidence instead of a ghost just touching it and not knowing what the fuck it's saying.
Yep.
Because they do that.
They do.
We have the rule of 3. We say it like every live stream with everyone. It's like once you get 3 different devices to like
simultaneously go off or like in sequence.
Or in some type of sequence to where it's like, okay, something weird actually definitely.
Yeah,
just
like
happened.
now I'm drawing the correlations between these two things going off from what I asked. Instead of it just being like the spirit talker decided to say like, like lesbian.
I hate that
I
app.
don't know. And then you're
I
like,
fucking
you're
hate that
in
app.
the room like, oh my god.
I am a spirit talker hater, and I will always be a spirit talker hater. Although I use an Ovilus, and people will say it's the same thing. I paid $500 for my Ovilus versus a $4 phone app. I don't care what you have to say.
But
Leave me
Here's
alone.
my rebuttal to that.
We are big.
How much
believers
did you
in
pay
Spotted
for your
Ghost.
phone?
How much? What?
How much was your phone?
How much was your phone?
I don't know. It's an expensive one.
I was gonna say it's probably more
Okay.
expensive than
Okay.
the Ovilus was.
So it has
Yes.
almost all of the same sensors, and if not more sensors in that phone that Spirit Talker uses the capabilities of.
That app just pisses me off though. Like it spits out these okay, some of it could be paranormal. I am not denying that because I don't use it, but I've gone in investigations where a friend of mine wants to pull it out, even though I hate it, and it says some really weird shit that actually makes sense. But then it also says something like, "We are watching you. There
Yeah,
are
I
demons
agree.
here." Like
agree
I
that there's
can't
some off the
stand
wall
that.
stuff. Like I don't
Agreed,
think
for
that
sure.
even the Ovilus though, I don't think it's always spitting out truths. I don't.
No, it's
Especially
not.
too, like a lot of times, like if you're moving it around, it's gonna pick up stuff because the sensors in it are going to get jumbled because it's supposed to be sitting still.
Yeah, so the Ovilus absolutely spits out random stuff sometimes. Absolutely, I will not deny that. But you see, and it's just like how, like, I'm guessing you are a fan of Spirit Talker.
Yeah, we know
You
Spotted Ghost.
you
we've
have
been-
had experiences where you think it's real. Like you have had these
100%.
coincidences where it's like this has to
Yeah,
be
we
real.
don't usually take it as evidence until we have like a REM pod going off or a cat ball going off, and then Spirit Talker says something very, very relatable.
We might use it to like formulate questions. So like, okay, if we're talking to a Walter, like give us something to like that relates back to anything here that might lead to us believing, okay, maybe we are talking to a Walter.
See, so I tested Spirit Talker one time, and it just literally for me, it spit out words at this like it was like on a timer. I didn't like that. That was what I didn't like. And I actually had a video hating on it, but I never posted it because I'm not like that.
Yeah, I
don't
understand.
know.
I mean, if you
But-
ever do like just get a stick up your butt and you're like, I kind of want to know what it's about. Spotted Ghost is the creator of it, and he has his own YouTube channel where he breaks down how the app works and everything too. So
I
it's
know.
like,
I know.
context.
I'm in my own head. I don't like it. Let me
I
be
know
a
what you mean.
hater.
I'm not a big fan of K2 meters. I don't like them. I don't think
Yeah.
they're very relevant in what we're trying to do. There's other devices that do way better jobs than those.
We'd rather
Absolutely.
use like our Melrem than use a EMF.
'Cause then
detector,
you can
which
at
I
least
know
see.
they're the same thing, but the sensitivities are so much different.
Yeah, realistically, and like you can't get
And
a
I can
good.
control the sensitivity of my Melrem.
Yeah, well, and you like to me, you can't get a good identification off of a K2 where it's like, yeah, it's going to yellow, but realistically,
Well-
how big is that spike?
Hang on. So K2s are at the bottom of the barrel. I will
Yep.
agree with that. It's not reliable unless you are getting, first of all, you're in a place where there is no EMF.
Yeah, if
So
you're in the
you
woods, that's cool.
So you can sit there, have it sat down, and there's no EMF spikes for however long, okay? Because I actually use it in my latest video, my 𝚏𝚭𝚕𝚎 video, and I understand that a lot of things have EMF. I get that.
In this day and age,
So-
fuck.
Yeah, so when I sit there and I turn it on, first of all, I want to make sure exactly where I'm sitting it, there is no EMF. I walk around a little bit and I check it out, and I'll sit there and watch it. So if this fucking thing's not going off for a really long time, and then when I ask them to touch it, it starts going
And
off.
it goes off,
That's when I'm like, okay, because I did use this in my 𝚏𝚭𝚕𝚎 video, and at a point I pulled it out because I bought a cool one where it's
Yeah.
not like a regular one, it's like a big long guy and you could see the lights, and I liked it, so I wanted to use it. So I brought it out and I asked the guy to try to spike it for me, and he actually like was doing it intelligently, so it was really cool. But
Yeah.
that you can't try that everywhere.
Yeah, I think legitimately, if you go to a location that's say indoors and you don't really know the layout of the electricity or how they ran the wiring in the building, old buildings are weird and they're probably not up to code. So, I mean, there's probably hot wires all over the place. But realistically, yeah, if you go into a place where it's like, no, this power box is completely shut off, there's no power going to this building, or if you're in the woods at a cemetery, how do you explain that one? You know, I don't think it's just outside influence from like nature spiking it to like 20 milligauss. Like, I don't see that.
So, saw some guy on Twitter that I follow. He's like very into like the science of stuff. I can't remember his name, but he said that sometimes EMF just does just like pop
Just a
up
blip.
somewhere. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. It's just
I mean,
it's just not reliable at all.
I do
Could,
think energy
could
is
that be
transient,
because it's a
so-
ghost though? Like,
Oh my god. I mean, I guess at that point. Sorry, I'm looking down. I'm sharing the podcast
You're totally fine.
you're fine. You're fine.
on Twitter.
Yeah, because I'm not like opposed to it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But like, I do think that there's like certain situations where it's just not applicable.
No, yeah, like in my house right now.
Yeah.
Or, oh my god, you want to know what like grinds my gears?
Oh yeah, here we go. Grab me your
When people on TikTok go live with their haunted dolls and put their EMF meter up to their haunted doll, but yet they're live right in front of it.
Yeah, not even a
That's-
foot away from it.
It's your fucking phone.
Yeah, I do think
Yeah.
too, like radio signals, like because you have to have your phone on, like on cellular, like it's picking up all of those wavelengths and all that.
We found out at Asher Walton, we were live on TikTok, and we were literally, if you faced the phone, like shot it towards the Melrem, you could
could make it
actually
go
make
off.
it go off. Like
The REM pod function.
Yeah, if you were live and you look, if you turn the phone at it, like, and then like start walking towards it, you could get it to go off. It's almost like the walkie-talkie thing. Almost like if you took a phasma ball or a plasma ball and then you did the touch thing and like pointed your finger at it.
I've never tried that. I have a plasma ball, but I'm really curious
Also-
if that works.
if you
It
take a
definitely
phone,
does.
if you take a phone and you turn it to be a hotspot, you can make any device go off.
Pretty much, yeah.
Really?
Ridiculous amount.
Yeah, we had to debunk a few things because of that. Like when we did our Exploring Harley interview, he showed us actually, he took his plasma ball and he said, "Here's my REM pod." He touched the fucking plasma ball and he just pointed and it just
shot
went,
it like electrical beam
Yeah, it
across
was
the
like he
room,
just
making
pointed
his
at
REM pod light up.
and I was like, that's
I
insane.
didn't even know that.
But realistically too, like if you're not like correlating those two pieces of evidence, it might be a really good like piece of equipment to use as a pump.
That's what I was trying to use it for, but the spirit that I have a spirit that I talk to all the time at a cemetery, and I asked him if it was working and he said no. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm always skeptical about certain things, but I also do like if you go out of like the realm of like I'm buying things off Ghost Stop or I'm buying like the normal stuff that people used to ghost hunt, where it's like, nah, dog, like try some of that taboo stuff where it's like I went to the dollar store today and I bought a motion sensor. We'll see.
I have some motion sensor lights I bought off Amazon. I haven't used them yet.
We've used a couple different ones and we haven't
No
had
luck.
it go off yet, but
I
sure
really
it'll
think
work.
that one day it'll happen. Like if we go to a location like an orphanage or something, we bring like toys and stuff like that. I really do think that that'll probably like end up being a lot better than if we're just like, let me just take this backpack off and just.
I mean, I think that equipment that lights up and changes colors is good for
prime time.
kids.
I also
They
think
love that shit.
EVPs are they're A1. We've most definitely recently just started to try to do more of that, and to hear disembodied voices is some of the fucking craziest shit you'll ever have happen to you in your entire life.
Totally.
Oh yeah, no, it's insane. Like I was saying about my last video, it it just has a lot of stuff in it. It has disembodied voices and some really weird EVPs. I also just started trying to do EVPs more. I didn't find them interesting at first because
It's a lot of
They're really-
playback.
it's kind of annoying to listen to yourself over
Yep.
and over again asking
It's like,
questions.
I sound like that? Shit.
I hate editing my videos because I can't stand listening to myself.
I'll get burnout from it because I'll be like, I know exactly what's going to happen here. And it's like, realistically, I am my own person and I know what I like, but I don't know what everybody else is going to like. Like what I should keep, what I should get rid of. Like, I don't know. That's the hardest part about editing.
I just do what the fuck I want, to be honest.
That's really funny. In one of our last investigation videos, Riley had it pulled up and he was like letting it play for a second before we jumped in here. And Riley asked if we should do like an ST method, and I said we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, no,
It's like,
because
realistically, yeah, we could.
I don't make my videos based off of what I think would get more views. I literally just go into the place wanting to talk to ghosts and I
Yeah,
film it.
We want to present the story
off-the-cuff
correctly.
people you'll ever
Yeah,
like,
like there's some stuff that I just can't air where it's like What the fuck did you just say?
Oh yeah, no, I have a members only on my channel now, and I planned on releasing uncut videos, but they're never gonna be actually uncut because I gotta
Dog,
get
that's
rid of some stuff.
absolute bullshit. Like this will get me demonetized so fast.
Yeah, there's some things you can't say on the internet.
I'm not gonna bring it back up because I was doing that for a long time, but there's been a few phrases that I've used in the past 180 episodes that it's like, I don't know how I'm not canceled yet. It has to do with a train and no stopping and other things. It's an inside joke. I'll tell you after off stream because it's like I think I'm gonna step away from saying stupid shit like that.
Okay.
Oh fuck. So what is your feeling when you do catch those EVPs? You know, is it like one of those like do you try to like discern, you know, how does that voice come through? Or is it mostly just like all right, I need to see if it's happening again?
Like what's the feeling I get?
Yeah, I guess like both of those are two open-ended questions as fuck.
Yeah, he loves those.
I guess in real time, if I was sitting there listening and I heard a fucking, like if I asked for example, I was live the other day and I asked the ghost to say potato and the fucker said potato. I was like, that's my reaction, I guess.
Yeah,
and I just listened to it again.
That's how I feel too. It's like immediately that like electricity just like shoots through my body and it's like, I don't sound like that. Nope. What is that? Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if EVPs make me like feel like that kind of way. What makes me feel like whoa is like shadows, seeing shadow figures. Too often.
Really? I've only seen one in my entire life.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I have something going on. Like I'm definitely psychic, and I'm definitely also a medium, and I'm also an empath, and I also I'm not even done, and I also attract ghosts. I swear to God, you might think I'm like crazy saying that, but like I've been on investigations with multiple different teams, and they have told me when they're with me, it gets like fucking insane, and then like. Not to bring this up because I feel so bad for them, but in my 𝚏𝚗𝚎 video, I started that video out completely alone, and I was the only one that was getting anything, and the stuff that I was getting was like actual audible noises, like things being dragged. Yeah, things being dragged, shit being thrown. Like it was actually insane, and everyone else was like okay, dude, this was the most silent night ever. So wait, why did I bring this up? I was getting somewhere.
You were like, I have the whole fucking roundabout to
No, I was getting somewhere. Now it's gone. What did you say? I was telling you how I don't feel that way. Oh, shadow figures. Yep. Okay. That's why we were there. Shadow figures. I see things that other people don't see, and I feel things that other people don't feel. So
is this like an in real time thing, or is this like dreaming?
No, this is real time. This is real time. I like another example from this stupid video. In the basement of 𝚏𝚗𝚎, I literally kept physically watching a shadow poking its head out at me, but in the video it's not there. But I swear to God, I was looking at it, and I even pointed out in my video, I'm like, y'all aren't gonna believe me, but I'm literally watching this thing like just poke its head out, and I was freaking the fuck out. And there was other noises to confirm that, like, okay, there is something down there. There was shit happening, but
sometimes I think that like you're chosen by the spirit, like only you're supposed to see that.
Yeah, and
it's only meant for you, or like we've been places and I've heard voices.
True.
And no one else heard them. Like, how did you not hear that?
Yeah, or he'll get touched, but nobody else will.
Yeah.
I also think it has to do too with like genders, where it's like if you go into certain places, like if it's like a guy's prison or something, and a girl walks in there, yeah, they're probably gonna go straight to her.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't mean to like put anyone down, but like I think some people just have a more spiritual connection, and I don't know why.
They vibrate on a higher wavelength. I really think that there's certain people in this world that are just more susceptible to the paranormal because they just operate on a different frequency from everybody else.
Absolutely. It just happens. And then some people are just very not open to it, even though they want to believe in it and they like go out and investigate. it's just I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I feel bad. I feel like it's kind of like
almost
discrimination.
like
I know
Goldilocks
exactly
thing.
where you're going with this, because like I kind of feel that way too, especially like the last investigation we did. Lindsay, she has experiences at this place all the time, but she wasn't really feeling much until towards the end of the night. But we were kind of feeling like we were experiencing like more.
Like the energy kept ramping up for us, but it was like if like my wife and Lindsay were in a different room, you know, like you could feel the tension in here, but we'd walk over to them and it'd feel like a completely different room.
Yeah. So like, because I feel we're on the same wavelength there. It's like me and Trevor, like we're such an inviting spirit that like
I ask for hugs
spirits
every
are
investigation.
more willing to communicate with us and like
Don't do that.
invited.
I mean, if you go back later and you watch our well, Tommy amongst the tombstone, my boy, his video from the poorhouse, there's a couple EVPs in there where I basically asked it for a hug, and it was like, you can have a hug. And then later in the night when I was like, can I have another hug? It was like, no, you cannot have another hug.
That's kind of funny. Just
And
be
it's like,
careful.
that's fucking wild, dude. But I've never been touched. Like I physically don't feel like I've been touched.
Yeah. And
I've had a lot happen to me. I had a really bad attachment.
Where do you think?
Letchworth.
Oh, yeah.
Letchworth Village.
Fucking bad.
And you know what's weird? I didn't do any of my research on the place when I went. I just knew it was an asylum, and asylums are my favorite. I'm always very respectful to those spirits because what happened to them
They
there,
spent
and
most of their lives in hell.
yeah, and I feel like I have a lot of empathy for them because I don't I don't know how to I don't want to get into this, but I'm also a little cuckoo, and I
Yeah, I think all of us are.
no, like I've been to the loony bin. So I understand like how that feels to not have any rights, like have all your rights taken
Yeah.
away. And
Yeah, no, I was like that close when I had my mental break where it was like, oh, I could definitely be institutionalized right now.
yeah, no, it's
I
not
completely
fun.
understand that.
So anyways, moral of the story is I always go in there with like lots of respect and stuff. And I go in there and I try to have fun with them because I feel like they never got to have fun in their life.
Yeah.
So I go there and I'm at Letchworth with my friend Lizzie. It's actually so funny. It was our first time trespassing.
I love that. Respectfully trespass, though.
Well, the cops showed up, but they let us
Oh,
go.
no!
They let us go because we were just two little girls looking for ghosts.
Did they ask you, like, what is this equipment? Or, like, you know, like, that's pretty cool? Or were they complete dicks about it?
No, they were just like, what are you doing in there? And I'm like, we're talking to dead people. And they're like, oh.
You can't do that.
Well, yeah, you're not allowed to be here. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know. I'm not from here. And I point at my New Jersey license plate.
Like, I'm from states away.
I'm not from here. Anyways, they let me go.
I don't know your laws.
Whole point is I go into Letchworth, right? I'm super excited. I love urban exploring. I love asylums, and I love asylum ghosts. So I go in there super happy, and it's haunted. Oh, it's haunted as fuck. I'm having a blast talking to whoever the hell I'm talking to.
Yeah, really, this is insane.
I let my guard down, which is don't do that. So I started calling it my friend and yada yada yada.
Like,
and yeah, and then eventually at the end of the night, it started saying that it wanted to kill both of us. And you know,
swings like that though, where it's like a fun, like lighthearted investigation. All of a sudden, it's like demon, devil, death. It's like,
yeah,
dude, what the fuck?
Well, and then sometimes that happens, so I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Like,
well, no, it wasn't whatever. So here's the thing: we leave, almost get arrested, whatever. I like forget about it because I never thought I could have an attachment. I didn't even know if I believed in them fully at that point.
Literally us too. We're like, unless it happens to us, and it might have. And I'm
gonna
still
tell
like,
you right now, they are real, and it depends. It depends what kind of attachment you get.
We got our confirmation this last investigation.
I really do think so
we're
too.
being followed for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
how it affects us though. You know, like does it? I don't know if
It
it's
only,
like a
I
mood
think
effect
it
or
only
if
comes out when we're investigating.
Really? Because I was like, I don't know if like a series of misfortunate events, you know, or like if you can draw the parallel between like having an attachment,
I don't know,
or you know, like just having bad luck. But it's one of those things where it's fucking weird.
So this is how I found out that I had one. So after Letchworth, for the next 2 months, I had really, really, really bad luck. Like, I'm telling you, really bad things happening to me. I stepped on a nail on my
Oof.
left foot. I broke my right foot. My
Oh.
car tire popped on the highway. My dog got sick. My mental health went to shit. My
Yeah.
business went to shit. Wasn't getting any sales. And there's actually a bunch of other stuff too. I really wish I would have wrote it all down, but why the fuck would I do that? Because I didn't know.
Yeah, like, unless you're journaling, like, you're not gonna, like, keep all that.
And me and my friend, the one that I went to Letchworth with, we kept joking that I had an attachment, and it was a joke because I didn't believe in it.
Yeah.
Well, the next time me and her hang out is at the Lizzie Borden house, and
Oh,
if you go
shit.
watch that video, that's we go in expecting to talk to Lizzie Borden ghosts, and
Yeah.
we did, but then this fucker shows up,
And
and and he's not nice. You want to know what he said during an Estes session? I'm gonna kill you both.
Jesus.
And I'm under the Estes, and
Radio don't say that either.
she asks, "Did you follow us?" And I go, "Yeah."
Shit.
And she goes, "Did you follow us from Letchworth?" And I go, "Yeah." Like, it's so creepy. It's terrifying.
It's
And
almost like, oh fuck, I'm cringed out right now. Like, that's not cool.
no, it was terrible. And I actually tried to get rid of it, and I couldn't get rid of it. And then it just like disappeared one day. I actually
Really?
think it attached to my friend.
How did you try to get rid of it? Like, smudge it, or like, like sage and all that good stuff?
So I practiced witchcraft. So like I did
Oh,
like
sick.
some banishing and
Yeah.
protection stuff, cleansed myself, cleansed my house, fucking
Yeah,
did
you did the
everything I
whole
could.
routine.
It didn't work. It was still here. But that's where like I drew after finding out something actually was following me, like it actually came through and admitted it was following me. That's when I made the correlations to all the bad things that's
Yeah.
what the attachment did.
100%.
I mean, it did say it wanted to kill me, so I mean, it was trying. It didn't do so good, but it did fuck me up. It fucked me up.
No, I'm right there with you. Where it's like I had a very string of unfortunate events. Where it's like I don't necessarily know if all of it was related, but it was just like, man, I've got a fucking cloud over me right now, and it is raining.
My family has a weird story about this clock we bought, and we've always kind of maybe thought it was attachment, but like I said, I don't know how much I believe in it, but I'm starting to believe in it more and more as I'm doing this, which is
scary.
Oh, it's scary. But you kind of get over it. Like, I'm over it.
Desensitization is real.
Yeah.
That clock is wild, though.
Yeah, so this family clock, like we got that from like a estate sale or something like that, like an auction estate sale, and it was from Clark Clock
Company.
Clark Clock Company.
I said cock.
Clark is
I mean to.
Clark is my last name, and like we had just had a bunch of bad luck through the family, like cars breaking down constantly.
Yep.
Like,
car accidents.
My mom almost got killed. Like,
and then as soon as that went away,
yeah,
all of that stuff stopped.
As a family,
you got rid of the clock.
And we got rid of it. And it's been,
ain't that wild? Like, what the fuck is that?
Their fucking luck now is like, whoa, like they're having like some really good luck and falling into really good misfortune. I don't even call it misfortune; it's good fortune. Like, I don't know, I said misfortune.
It's weird that like that clock just had so much negative energy. I don't know. Maybe that's where we put it all. I don't know. Like,
yeah, it's just one of those things.
I don't know how like that kind of stuff works either. Like, how I don't know. Was your fucking clock haunted? Was it cursed? Who knows?
I think that's so. We've had this talk before. Maybe you'll agree about this, like the haunted doll theory. So like, if a kid has a doll and like he treats it bad constantly and like yells at it or like is mean to this doll, like, or her. I was thinking Robert. I was thinking Robert the doll in my head because that's where we got this like theory from. But like, if you putting all this energy onto it, like that energy
you're projecting,
has to go somewhere, I guess. So like, why would
I feel like it can manifest in odd ways? Because if you're an asshole in life and you're constantly putting out bad vibes, like realistically, if residual hauntings are what we think they are, then that bad energy that you put in the world probably is going to stick to that stuff. And if stone tape theory holds relative, which I think it does for most places, I would probably have to say that I think that there are certain high energy objects that you will run into in your paranormal career at some point. Maybe not all of them, but like once in a blue moon, you're going to find something that's just like, that makes zero sense. There's no reason that this should be doing this.
I don't really know if it's like the energy that was put into the object or if it's the person that owned it.
Right.
I don't.
That's my biggest thought. Like,
Yeah,
is it the
it's like-
person or is it the?
It could go either way. Like it
I
really-
don't think it could be the energy though. If it's intelligent.
That's actually a really good point. Or is it a different entity that just decided to attach itself? You know, or it's
Well,
like
I mean,
true. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
you can.
like figuratively speaking, when you're a child playing with the doll, you're creating its own like aura.
Yeah,
and
actually.
everything.
It's called an
creating-
egregore.
An egregore. That's
See?
exactly it.
So like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe it can harvest the energy once you create this like, I don't know, fictitious being.
I mean,
around.
truthfully, who fucking knows?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
the
I
answer
don't
is
fucking
so
know.
fucking
I'm
obscure.
an expert of nothing.
We are, what did I call it? Amateur experts. We're amateur
All,
experts. as
all
fuck.
I know is I go talk to things. I think they're ghosts, but God, I don't know what the fuck they are, to be honest. I
Have you
had
ever
a
seen, like an animal spirit on any of your investigations?
at the Lizzie boarded house. I tried to talk to a cat. It didn't talk to me, but I tried.
I think animal ghosts for sure.
Yeah, I've heard a
Real
few
thing.
different accounts of people like, nah, animals and bugs and shit like that don't have spirits. But realistically, if orbs that we're seeing are actually just spirits of bugs, just saying.
You know what?
Sense.
It could be.
Like it
That-
makes sense to me.
I think everything has a spirit. So
I mean, realistically, like everything has to have a soul. Everything that is conscious in this world has to have some type of being in them. I don't know if you want to classify it as a soul for everything, but you probably could. But like Creepy Confidential, love you. Literally, she did an episode. I bring it up so often where it's the 23 grams theory, where it's like when you expire, 23 grams of mass leaves your body. What is that? You know, like what could that be? It's got to be the energy transferring out of your body of like a soul type thing.
is it like right away when you die?
Kind of. So like the way that the experiment worked was they would get everybody on the table, right? They would put all the dressings, you know, for when the body would like leak its fluids, all that, and they would account for all of that weight loss through like the decomposition process. 21 grams, my bad. And every time at like a certain interval after like the secretion of the bodily fluids and, you know, like
There's 21 grams unaccounted
yeah,
for.
that would immediately leave. And then you'd be like, well, what is that 21 grams? Like, what is that?
I don't know. What if someone's soul's heavier than someone else's?
That's also fucking wild. Like, what if your soul is heavier than somebody else's because of the burdens that you've like shouldered your whole life?
Oh man, I don't fucking know. We're getting too deep now.
Yeah. I like to dig the rabbit holes.
too too deep.
So I know Trans-Allegheny was one of your, like bucket list places, but like if you had a free pass to go anywhere in the world to investigate anywhere, nothing's too off the table, like where would you go?
Alcatraz.
Ooh,
Good one.
is Alcatraz like open to investigations at all? I didn't think so.
No,
It
that's
might
why I picked it. That's why I picked it. It's not
Yeah.
open. That's where I'd want to go.
That would be cool though.
Oh, man.
Just
Okay.
imagine though, you're on an island, the hardest prison to escape to, or escape from. They say, all right, we're gonna leave you here for the rest of the weekend. We'll be back on Monday morning. Fuck, that sounds intense.
That'd be so intense. I've spent so much time in Alcatraz.
Oh fuck yeah.
I'd be hanging out there all day.
I'd probably try to escape. I'd be like, dog, try to lock me in here. We're gonna get out of these. I'll see you in 2 days.
Or go to where they built that raft to escape.
Oh shit.
I bet you that's.
I don't know if that dude even lived though. That's the crazy part. Fucking DB Cooper shit.
Some DB.
I feel like I only want to go there because of Mob of the Dead zombies.
Oh yeah, actually, you ain't wrong though. That's so much fun. Probably one of the best ones they ever released.
My favorite Chino Numa.
I like Kino Kino. I don't even know how to say it anymore.
Kino Der Toten.
Or
I'm a
Toad,
huge
that's right.
zombies fan. I fucking love zombies.
I was very, very, very into Call of Duty for a long time.
Yeah, me too. I actually have another YouTube channel, but I will not share it.
Keeping that one under the belt.
Oh yeah,
How do you feel about aliens?
I think they're real.
You
I
ever
think
seen?
they're scarier than ghosts. Have I ever seen one? Fuck no.
I mean, our boy Gen Z over there fucking showed us one of the craziest clips I've ever seen of UFO.
Yep, that is true.
What?
Did you ever show you that video?
No.
I know
Alright.
you guys have.
Oh no, he did show me it.
Yeah, like the three
So
lights that
it's
are like
spinning.
rotating.
I don't know. He showed me something. Me and him catch a lot of really weird shit together. Have you seen the shadow figure we caught? This is the most like.
Yes, he showed us that, and it's
When he
like,
was with us, he showed
what?
us
That is the most. That night
It was so
when he said he caught that, I was like, "Don't even show me it."
like,
I didn't
no
want to see it. I was like,
Well,
I
and,
don't
like,
want to
the
see
way
it.
that the light moves and the way that the shadow moves against it, it's like, dog, that's not. That isn't.
No,
paradox.
it moves its fucking head, and it had a bun. I didn't have a bun that night. My hair was down, and I was live on TikTok. Like you could literally see exactly where I was. I was not there. I was not there.
Yeah,
And
just
if you watch the video, you can see how
crazy.
big his shadow is. That
Yeah,
shadow
we
is
fixed
in the
two
next
fixed
room,
three.
Oh, yeah.
and
We
it's
broke it down.
thick.
Right, he showed us that. That's,
It's
Yeah.
almost like you get the Vanta black on the already black, so it's like that absence of light is right there, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, it's insane. Like if
it is like
you
super slow mo.
Yeah, and you can see every inch of it move.
Backwards when it hits that shadow. Like it should go with it, and it just stays there in the light. Just like
yeah,
goes-
no, it's
Wild.
insane. That asylum is insane. That
Definitely.
place is nuts.
So, what's been your favorite investigation so far? And like, it doesn't have to be paranormal stuff, you know. It could just be like personal reasons too.
I just love asylums.
Just every asylum.
every asylum.
I love
what ones have
asylums.
you not gotten to yet that you really want to go to?
There's St. Albans. What the fuck? I'm going to one in February. It's called Sweet
fuck yeah.
Springs.
Oh,
Sweet
shit,
Springs.
yeah.
For sure.
That's
wanna go-
not an asylum though, is it? I don't even know at this
I think
point.
Sweet Springs
It was
is
a poorhouse, I think.
no. I think it was like a mental hospital.
I think they all use different fancy names, but they're all basically the
Same
same. So
Well,
there's
Is
that
it, isn't
one.
it called Sweet Springs Sanatorium?
Yeah. Sanatorium.
Yeah, but isn't it sanatorium has to do with sickness, does it not?
You know,
It's
I'm
don't
pretty
know.
sure it does.
no idea.
I don't think
think it's like
I
a lot
know
of
because
things.
I always thought sanatorium meant asylum, but I think I looked it up and it doesn't.
It's
I
like
think
a
it's just like a
clean
type of
house. Like, yo,
hospital.
you got typhoid? Go there.
I think they just put everyone there. I don't know. There's just I don't think I have
medical treatment. So it's
For
basically
chronic-
illness.
Yeah. Okay, it's a
Yeah,
chronic
so
illness hospital.
not an asylum. So I guess that's not an asylum. But I like hospitals too, but asylums are my favorite thing. Any asylums on my bucket list? Not really. Oh, I want to go to Norwich, but they
Didn't
don't let
shut
anyone
that-
in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't they shut that down a while ago?
Yeah, I think like they legally can't let people in, but they let their friends in, and I don't know
like it's
them.
like a fire code thing.
Yeah, I wish I had the access. If
I
they
know,
watch
there's a
this video by chance, give me access.
Yeah, we have a lot of places here in Michigan that would be really sick to get, but it's just like literally impossible.
Yeah, there's actually like 3 in our hometown really close to us that we've been trying so hard to get into, but they just for some reason like they'll like yes and us and be like yeah for sure, like we love this stuff for sure, and then we'll never hear from them, even though it's like there's a World War II museum that was like it's on a ship that was in D-Day that's dropped off troops and brought back prisoners of war
awesome.
and shit. It's like, yeah, I want to investigate that. Like, I love World War II history in general.
Is that
And
your
it's-
favorite war ghosts?
Actually, probably because it's like those documentaries growing up. It's like it's so interesting. Like it is so different
The
from what it
lives
used to
that
be.
those people lived, like
Yeah.
the stories they could tell if they could still tell them.
Dude, wartime is something. It's a whole different.
Because a
monster.
lot of those people did like they wanted to fight, but they also didn't want to.
Well, look at a lot of the people that went to Vietnam. They would shoot at the Vietnamese, but they would purposely shoot above them so they aren't killing people. Like these are just 18-year-old kids going to a different country and dying for what? You know, like whatever we classify it as being right. And then you start asking questions, you know, like, well, you know, Gettysburg is haunted as shit. There's accounts of the cannon fire going off and all that stuff. It's like,
Gettysburg is
isn't that
very
the same
haunted.
anywhere you go that saw wartime? You know, like I bet you all of France and like all of Germany, like that saw the Blitzkrieg. There's probably a fucking bunch of hot spots where shit's just still
All that
going on.
emotional energy and everything. Like
Yeah.
places like Pompeii too, where it was literally like people were just
Yeah, instantly flash frozen.
I have a very, very controversial question
Go right ahead. We're all
because
about
you
it.
brought up Germany. So my question is about Auschwitz.
I knew this was coming. I'm 100%. I
So-
really want to go investigate it. I don't think it's
Because-
too out of the norm either, because it's like if you can go there and you can relate to somebody that's there and help them figure out, hey, you aren't living in this complete loop, or like maybe they just need somebody to come and interact with them to be able to help them, you know, like figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I feel so bad for ghosts. Like what if they are lonely and some I feel like some love talking to people. Like I've met ghosts that love people.
Mhm.
So I mean, so my question is like, because a lot of people think it's too, I don't know how to say it. Like they think that's like out of the question. No,
Yeah, like
you
you're
can't
pushing
do
way
this.
too many boundaries here. Like you're being disrespectful. Like
But what about the battlegrounds here that we investigate? What about the suicide
the murder
forest?
scenes. Yeah, like all of that stuff. Where it's like, okay, at what point are we becoming like let's try to show, like, glorify the bad, you know, like instead of like there's a history here that we don't want to forget, and this is like people's lives that we are holding in our hands to provide their stories. And it's like, I think a lot of the stigma is around the fact that a lot of people are like, I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Like that's bad. Like that was a really bad time in history. I don't even want to remember.
It was terrible, and I'm sure the energy there is dog shit. But you know, you might go talk to a spirit. I mean, I don't know how we would, because they definitely didn't speak English. But I feel like
if I was in there and somebody started speaking like me and they're like, "Heil Hitler," I'd be like, "Fuck you!" Like
Oh
that's the
my
one
God.
time I'll provoke.
I don't think you'd get them there.
Probably not. Maybe. I mean, if you get
They
one
loved
guard
being
who was a
Nazis.
complete fucking douchebag that was like, I love gassing people, like, that would be a really tough EVP session, or like a real tough, like, can you answer these questions, douche?
I feel like, but those people are everywhere. Because at Crescent, there's a guy who was like an absolute pedophile and murdered people, and you'd go talk to him like normal. So like, what's the difference?
Yeah, Old Lincoln County Jail was the same. I walked in front of one of the cells where one of the guys was basically
murdered his whole family with
he
axe.
basically killed everybody in his house, then got brought in there, and then stayed there his whole life. He owned horses and shit. We were just like, hey, I heard you owned a horse. Like, was it named Lady? And also we hear, yeah. And it's like, okay, that's interesting. We're not playing on what you did, but you're here. Like, that's fucking interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. My whole point of bringing that up was like just to see your stance on it, because I feel like it was terrible, but it's no different than investigating the freaking Native American burial grounds that people go and investigate
we
here in
actually
America. You know.
Yeah, we have one on our channel list where we tried to do the best job that we could to provide the historical facts for the Native American burial ground, but there just isn't a whole lot to go off of usually. And
Yeah.
personally, we're not Native. Well, aren't you like a slight bit? Yeah, I'm not. So it's like I don't necessarily think that I'm going in there with the ill intent to misrepresent a whole culture. More or less, like I think when I go
tell the story of
Exactly.
one human. That's what we were there to do, was tell a story of one human who was a good human, a good man. Like he built schools. Like he was a good dude. His name was literally Good John.
Yeah, I like to take
So like
like,
we were there to tell,
too.
yeah, we were there to tell his story, not necessarily that this is a haunted Indian burial ground. Like it's definitely haunted, but it's not haunted by Native American spirits. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. Like I understand segregation and like cultural bias and things like that, but realistically, I don't see it like that. Like to me, where it's like, if you think that's offensive, then that's on you. But realistically, I'm not coming at this in any type of way offensively. Like this is literally a story that needs to be told. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about
demons?
Yeah, like we're gonna go to another hot topic right here, because we also have like a very obscure what do you call it, like outlook on it too.
So I'm atheist. I do
Mhm.
not believe in God. Never did. I don't believe that there's anything higher power out there that makes things do whatever the fuck they do.
The ungodly.
I'm very science based, but then I also sit here and I practice witchcraft. So like, I don't know where my beliefs are, to be honest. It's kind of insane. I do know
It's weird.
I do know I don't believe in God, and I do know I don't believe in a higher power. That's what I know.
Yeah.
So demons, now there are, if you look up demon, if you look it up, there's actually two definitions. One of them says something along the lines of just an evil entity, and then the other one says something along the lines of Satan's minions. I do not believe in God, so therefore Satan doesn't exist. Satan's minions don't exist. However, when I do use the word demon, I don't mean it that way because I don't believe in that at all. I don't think they're Satan's minions. I don't think they're like infernal creatures. I mean, maybe they are. Maybe they are. I don't fucking know, but I don't believe in it in the God way. I use the word demon to describe a non-human negative entity.
Yeah.
And do those exist? Absolutely. I've met them. My attachment was definitely non-human evil entity.
Yeah.
Those exist. And if I were to give it a name, I think the perfect name is demon. But when I say that, am I saying anything about the Bible? No. Absolutely fucking not. I don't believe in that shit whatsoever.
And
we
religion
literally
is way like it's way too like tied into each other, where it's like we don't have a good representation of what the actual, you know, like religious texts are. We have like passed down versions, many passed down versions.
Oh my God. I don't want to be controversial, but like the Bible is literally written by some crackheads years and years and years ago.
It's written by.
I always say it like this: like it's a really good story. It really is, but realistically, I can't.
It's a weird story if you read it.
It is, yeah. I can't put my whole stock in the fact that this was all truths. I think it definitely lays out a good plan for how you should probably adhere to trying to be a better person. But Satanism does the same fucking thing.
To an extent, they like told people to stone people for like being gay and shit. I don't know if I like that book.
Sense then, but yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, but I don't judge people for their religion. You can believe in whatever the fuck you want. But if you're gonna ask me my opinion, do I believe in floating man in the sky? Absolutely not. But if you're gonna talk about floating man in the sky, I'm not gonna say anything. However, if you come and try to say you're going to hell because this Bible, I'm gonna say literally shut the fuck up.
Yeah, because we're on the same boat too, where it's like I don't know if demons are real. I've never encountered anything that malevolent, and if it is, I realistically think it's probably
like,
more of a
I always have to relate back to my personal experiences. I haven't experienced anything that
they're there. Maybe not a demon. Let's not call it a demon, but non-human negative or non-human evil. They exist. They are there. I have met so many, and I don't know why. I'm telling you, I attract ghosts, but I also attract scary things.
Yeah,
the things I don't want to attract. Yeah, no. And how do you differentiate? That's what a lot of people say. How do you know that this is this? How do you know that this is that? Well, you get an idea though. You get an idea to guess. After going on so many investigations, you can kind of tell when something's human versus when it's not. Now there are human spirits that like to say they're non-human, but normally a non-human evil entity will not tell you it is a non-human evil entity. I will tell you that one. And number two, there are human spirits that are evil.
Yeah.
And some people go automatically to demon. No, they're just evil human spirits. But I'm telling you, there are non-human evil entities. Yeah. Are they rare? I don't know because I encounter them all the time. I swear to God.
I think we just encounter like all the malevolent spirits that probably are just bad people and they were that in life. But it's from so long ago that they just believe they're demons now. Or like that's how they try to perceive it.
And I'd also like to say that a lot of people, I don't know, a lot of people misdiagnose situations. I will say this. Like, so example, why am I bringing this up? Pennhurst, because this is important. Pennhurst was a mental asylum.
Yep.
A lot of people go there and claim it's demonic because they might get scratched. They might hear something yelling at them. They might hear something screaming. They might get bit. That is most likely a patient that doesn't understand how to communicate with you.
Yep.
So I wouldn't automatically point at demonic.
Yeah,
or evil.
on the spectrum. Like they don't understand like boundaries or limits, or like what is and isn't acceptable behavior for what normal.
Yeah, they don't know.
The way they were getting treated back then
well,
too.
like, let's not talk about the
like,
electric shock therapy, lobotomies, all of
how
the
do you
bad stuff.
expect a person to like? I don't know if this happened there, but like in other asylums, like people were chained to a bed for their entire lives. I think that was worse.
Yeah, like I've seen some of those old videos of them getting like the shock therapy, and like like it is wild.
Oh no, it's bad. I'm pretty educated on asylums. I'm like, that's like, I hate saying it because I feel like people will look at me weird saying, because I say they're my favorite, and I know they're terrible. I understand they're terrible. I know the history and all that stuff. Why do I say they're my favorite? I don't know. I feel like I really relate to them. I have a lot of empathy for the spirits there, and I like to go and have fun. I literally go and have fun with them, and I feel like maybe that's why I get the evidence I do. I play with them. I have fun. I don't go and say, "Speak, demon, touch my REM pod entity, show yourself." Like, what the?
If you're not enjoying the investigation, like you're not gonna have a good time, because realistically, it's gonna be a lot of waiting around.
Yeah.
We find that like a lot of our activity happens in like 10-15 minute spurts. Like, it'll be hot and then it's gone, and then nothing will happen. You move and you might find the hot spot again.
I hate to be like this, but everywhere I go is extremely active.
Yeah, for you it might be different.
I don't know.
Records at like 98% hit rates. So I mean, like, I feel that.
I literally don't know what I got going on, but I think like I was trying to find out from that guy that I talk to often, the guy at the cemetery. His name's John. I always thought his name was Joe, but it's John. Anyways, I always go talk to this guy. How did I find him? This is a long ass story. I won't tell it, but
I mean, I got time.
Mediumship. No, I knew this cemetery was haunted. I just felt it in my
gut.
Deep
in your stomach, where it's like, this is it.
I could just tell. I also feel spirits. I can actually feel them. I can't like physically like see them, but like sometimes I see like their energy. Like I'll see little dots of energy, or sometimes I'll see something but I'm not actually seeing anything. I don't fucking know what's going on. That's what I mean. So like, don't say me claiming that I'm a medium or a psychic. I'm a really bad one.
You're like, you don't practice it like how people think they do.
Well, I mean, I wish I could. I have like these abilities that I don't understand what the fuck to do with them or how to use them, but they're there and they happen sometimes and sometimes they don't. But there's definitely something going on. But anyways, how I met this guy, I knew this. I just had a vibe. This cemetery was haunted. Which, by the way, almost every cemetery has one spirit in it. I will tell you that. Absolutely. No, they do. I've been to so many cemeteries. I go do my TikTok lives at cemeteries, and I swear I find at least one person to talk to me. Do they want to talk to me? Not all the time. But they're there. They're there. They set something off. Anyways, knew it was haunted, and when I walked in there, I just had a vibe to go to a certain grave, and it was really weird because there was a spirit there right away as soon as I put my stuff out. And I didn't have like a vibe that grave was haunted. It was just I was attracted to go to that grave. I was like, this is where I want to set up. So I did.
Yeah, I love when that happens too.
And so all my stuff started going off. Whatever. I'm talking to this guy. He was actually really funny the first day I met him. It's technically called a graveyard because it was attached to a church. A cemetery attached to a church is a graveyard. But I'm still call it a cemetery. Anyways, the church people were there while I was in their graveyard.
Oh, shit.
And the spirit just kept making all my REM pods go off. And I'm like, you want me to get caught, don't you? As they were walking outside, I'm like, shh. And it just kept making them go off even more. Yeah, no, it was really funny. But anyways, I start going there often to go talk to him. And then I'm live on TikTok and stuff. And over time, well, this happened. My Ovilus said J-O. I looked down at the fucking stone. Never looked at it. How do I go to it all the time and never look at the name on it? Don't ask me. The stone said J.O. Or at least I thought it was J.O. So I always called him Joe. His name's John. It's not Joe. It's J.D. Anyways, that That's how I found him, though. I don't know. I literally go there all the time, and every time I go there, I find out something new from him. He's the first spirit to ever touch a cat ball for me.
Yeah.
I never had a cat ball go off before until this spirit, and then I bought him 24 cat balls after he turned on one of my cat balls, and I gave him all of them.
That's awesome.
No, but
That's
actually
awesome.
I've learned a lot about him. Why did I bring him up? You asked me to tell you the story, but why did I bring that up?
I don't remember the question anymore.
I don't
We're just
either.
on tape trains.
We're just talking about my spirit friend, Joe.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
was talking about how I get evidence everywhere, but then
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep. Yeah, because realistically,
Oh,
I think,
wait. I got it. Hang on.
Oh, you got it.
Hang on.
Yes. I was talking about how I
That's-
get evidence everywhere. I was asking Joe, the spirit I always talk to, if I look different to him. He didn't give me an answer. That's what I thought it might be. But that's where that story was going.
Hell yeah.
I thought maybe like, I don't know. A lot of people say it might be like my aura, but like he didn't answer me, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, what do they perceive us as? If
I
they
would
do
think
have some
that
sentient
if
to
they
them,
see
but-
us, it's probably we're just balls of light because we're just energy sources to them. Like at least that's my thought process, maybe. And I don't even think I know. I don't have any basis on it either. This is just complete speculation.
Well, if they could see our equipment, I think they could see us.
True. That's a good
That's
point
the
too.
thing that I think. If they could see that, like especially like an envoy to tap it when it's on yes or no.
Yeah.
They could definitely see us. But how do they see us? Like is there an aura? Like can they see it because they're on a different realm? Are people
Well,
different
how-
colors?
how-
Maybe
it's
it
just
is that. Maybe it's a different connection though. Like what if
They're
they
working
can
on
hear
people.
certain people more? Like they can hear and see certain people more than others?
Yeah.
Because I don't see why they would choose someone over another person. Maybe they
I don't
just can't fucking see
We've
you.
had that happen where
Quite a lot,
literally
actually.
like spirits would not talk to me whatsoever. But as
But
soon
they'll
as
talk to me.
Trevor would communicate with them, they'd answer any question he
Well,
fucking
sometimes they just have a favorite though. Sometimes they are weird like that. I will be honest.
asked. It
but-
just happens. Like
It's
we've
all
noticed it.
vibes. I legit think it's a lot vibes where it's like if you're putting out good energy or like if something is off, like they'll
'Cause, like,
notice.
It's weird because when we were at 𝚕𝚎𝚘𝚜𝚎 house, it was saying bad things about me like the entire night, but
Yep.
only good things about him.
It was like
And then-
nailing
and then-
everything.
We go to the poorhouse and the spirits only wanted to talk about Trevor, about the hug, and then they didn't want to hug him anymore.
Yeah, and then it's like, why was it just me? Like they were answering other questions. Well, Anna specifically, one of the little girl spirits, was answering questions, and it was wild as fuck. But as soon as one of us, tried to ask like a personal question, it got kind of quiet, and then it's like, all right, well, let's ask, like let's try everybody asking a question, and then it would be like just me, Riley, and Tommy would have like the most responses every time, and it was really weird how it works like that.
I literally don't know how to explain it. And I'm gonna be honest. Okay, so it kind of really scares me because I do go out to these places and I get a lot more evidence than normal. And it kind of scares me because I feel like people are going to think I'm fake because a lot of people go out and they do investigations and it's like really slow, it's quiet, you get a little bit here and there, but like every place I go is insanity. And I have people that come and investigate with me and they can confirm. Like when they're like I said at Pennhurst, like the people that ended up coming with me had crazy stuff happen, whereas when they were by themselves, nothing was happening. Brennan, Gen Z Paranormal, he's in the chat right now. When I was in Devon, the Devon basement alone, he was actually in the Quaker building alone and he wasn't getting anything. But I thought I got scratched, so I left Devon and I went over to Quaker basement to go see if he could check my back. And as soon as I walked down there, the REM pods started going off. Like the
Damn.
spirits started fucking doing shit as soon as I got down there.
Right? Like, what is that?
I don't know. And like I'm just glad I have people who investigate with me that can confirm that this weird stuff happens.
Mhm.
And what did Kindred Spirit, what is the affirmative answer? I'd like to know what answer you got. Because I'm really curious what the reasoning is that I get. I don't know. I'd love to fucking know. I'd love to know. I mean, it's
so
great.
We've had lots of guests that have that like
They've shared a
spiritual
lot
connection,
of super
like
cool shit.
with ghosts, and they can't explain how or why or even lead to an answer of like how they can control it at all. Like it's just there and it happens. And
Yeah, like how does one person manipulate energy when you've never had any experience manipulating energy prior to passing? That's where I'm like, this is interesting. Like, how do we get these intelligent responses with devices? How do we get this like audio manipulation where we're hearing voices without voice boxes?
I couldn't even fucking tell you. I don't know how any of it, like, I feel like we're out here doing all this, but like we really don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah,
no,
we literally have more questions than answers every investigation.
that's why I love it.
See, but then, so I feel like you guys investigate a lot more. You're like doing a lot more research than I do. I mean, I care about the research, but like it's definitely not my biggest thing. I like to go out and have fun.
Right.
I thoroughly enjoy what I do. I maybe that's another reason I get a lot of evidence. I just
think
go
so.
and I go and like want to have
You're
a
just
fucking
present in the
party. I
Yeah,
want
you
to
have
go.
to be in the moment.
I want to go have a party with the ghosts. So I don't really ask a lot of questions when I'm at places unless like I'm doing it like let's say I don't know, I ask dumb questions. What's your favorite
You want a
color?
dance party?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I'm sorry, I'm not gonna ask you how you were treated when you were alive here. What did they
I
do?
don't want to talk about that.
Did you
anymore.
have a lobotomy? I'm not really gonna ask.
How far the
you
ice
that.
pick goes through your nose? Like, oh my god. Don't want to talk about that, man.
Not even that, but like I'm not gonna ask. I mean, like I said, I asked that spirit that I talk to a lot, like certain questions, like, "Hey, what do you see? How do you
I
see
feel
this?"
you
Like
were,
stuff like
you
that.
built a rapport with him already, though, where it's like that's more acceptable to ask those type of harder questions when it's like, you know me. Like, can you confirm that you know me? Yes.
Yeah. That's why I ask him those type of things, which I still don't have definitive answers on. So maybe that's why I don't ask those questions. I'm like, okay,
I always find
whatever.
myself struggling sometimes in like the later stages of investigations to find the right questions to ask. Because like there's probably many times where you've asked questions and nothing has come through, you haven't got anything. It's like, was that the right thing to
I need to
ask?
blow my nostrils. I don't have a
I'm
tissue.
leaking.
I am leaking. I don't have a tissue. I thought
You're
I
good.
brought-
You can get up and go get a tissue.
Okay, I'll be right
We'll
back.
get tissue, don't worry. You are totally fine.
I'll kind of spin off of that, Trevor, because like I know for the last investigation that we did, like we definitely got to the point where we felt like we were asking the same question over and over.
Yeah.
We wanted the answer for that question.
Exactly.
But we weren't
exactly.
getting it. But it's like, was that because that was the wrong question to be
Yeah,
asking?
did I word it wrong? Did they not have the answer
Do they
because
not
it was just a
understand
bad
it?
question?
Do they not want to answer it? Like,
That's the hardest thought too, because it's all our opinions too, where it's like, is this question good? To
I
me,
am
it
back.
sounds
all right, we'll relay back what I just said, but basically it's like you get to a point where you start asking maybe the same question over and over again because
you
you
start
really want
repeating.
the answer to it. But it's like, is that the question that like they don't want to talk about? Is that like a no for them to talk about? Like
It could also
not
just
about
be
it?
that they just legitimately cannot answer that question because they don't have the answers. But that's the thing too. Is like I don't fucking know.
When I don't get an answer, I just get it. I ask something different. But like I said, most of the time I'm not really asking things. I just like I say stupid shit. Like I like, can we play tag? Can we play Duck Duck
Like, it
Goose?
goes like mustaches. Like
Yeah, like
will you guys talk to me?
no, oh my god, no, seriously. My ovulus said bald, and I'm like, if I went bald, would you still talk to me?
Like if I had
Like I ask really dumb
gonna get
questions.
talked to.
I don't know.
That's the most fun part about paranormal. It's like we legitimately have the least amount of answers for any type of field. Like I don't care who you are or what you believe in, but like realistically, this stuff is happening, and we don't have a single reason to why it's happening.
They can see our underwear. Is that what that person just said?
Underwater.
Oh, underwater.
It's
Oh, underwater.
underwater.
I thought they
dude,
said they
holy
could see your underwear.
That would make sense though if a spirit,
embarrassing.
like how they like perceived what they were seeing as like being in a different veil where it's like a thick energy level. Because it's like to me, if you say like there is an afterlife, well, what does that entail? is that like another dimension, or are we just here but in like the incorporeal form where it's everything is the same in the same moment and you're just stuck in that loop still? I don't fucking get it.
Rabbit
Yeah,
hole.
for some reason when I think of like what do they see, not like I have a clue, but what like pops up in my head is like everything's gray and foggy.
Yeah.
But like if you're close enough, you can see it. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
I
Have you
don't
ever
know.
had a
That's
dream
what I
where it
see.
like correlated to one of your investigations really hard, where it's like, oh, shit, I think I saw something in my dream that really happened in real life that I didn't see in real life?
I had a dream the other day where I was paranormal investigating and all the doors started slamming and I woke up and my door slammed in my house.
Woo!
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's that type of shit. Dog. The fuck?
Yeah, I used to have like I don't have them anymore, but I used to have like premonitions as like a kid.
I've had a
Like
few.
I've had a few in my day.
this is what I mean. Like I definitely got something going on. Like I woke up screaming when I was like 4 years old that my mom died, but my mom's aunt died and they look just like each other.
Yeah.
So something's going on there.
Yeah, like that's wild. Well, like my daughter has brought up my mom, and she never met my mom. My mom passed before she was ever born. And you know, like while she was being born too, my wife was going through labor and she stopped breathing for a minute. And then she heard a voice come through that said, you know, like keep breathing, like you got this. And then I took her to my dad's house one day and we watched some old home movies back. And she goes, "Holy fuck, that's your mom's voice. That's who I heard."
Yeah,
And it's like, that's intense. Like that
It's
shit's
just-
wild.
it is wild. It's crazy. But you see, I don't think everyone that dies is a ghost. So like
I don't either.
I don't think so either.
I think it's a choice. I think it's legitimately a choice where it's like, if you want to, you can.
I think you have a choice, but some people don't. I
Yeah,
think
you're
some
like
people
stuck.
are stuck.
Yeah, where you get this like grief stricken, or like I had survivor's guilt after my mom died, and I legitimately couldn't leave the house. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't do anything for myself. I didn't even see my friends, and they all of them tried so hard to get me to come out of that shell. And it's like, well, what? It's loss. Like you're losing the people that you're close to because they're here, you're not. It's the same flip when it's like they're gone and you're here. It's like, oh shit, dude, like that, like mental health is fucking important. And like,
Oh yeah.
it really, really plays a huge factor into a lot of this. And I think that a lot of the, you know, like trauma responses and the psychosis stuff, or like the psychological like burying of certain events, is really, really, really happening. Because it's way more steeped in science than it is like, I had a dream of a dogman creature running through the woods. Weird. Okay, but now you had that dream, I had that dream, and now we're having things relating to that back too. What is that? Is that my brain saying you saw that? Like it's there. Like you saw
Right.
that shit.
Your brain's not capable of just making something like
No, you
completely
can't-
fictitious.
You can't make up.
Had to
faces.
have seen
Mhm.
what it saw to create that image in your brain. So like if we saw something in our dreams, most likely we've seen it in real life.
Yeah,
That's
and
scary.
granted, like I do think that the human mind is pretty wild because it does produce like the psilocybin like chemicals when you sleep. So like all the dopamine, all the serotonin, all the like the hallucinogenic type of chemicals that are released while you're sleeping. It's almost like, does that open that door, like cracks it open enough to where it's like, this is where the paranormal's hiding. Like it's always here, and you guys all can fucking deal with it, but that door is just shut more for others.
Insidious.
Insidious.
That's
I don't
kind
know.
of like, I think Insidious in my brain makes the most sense for a paranormal
Dude,
realm. Like
as
it's
terrible
weird
as
that,
it is to say it,
yeah,
yeah.
as terrible as that sounds, like because it's a movie, but like in my brain, it makes more sense than the show Supernatural. Like,
I mean, fuck, I think Bigfoot's an alien, so
yeah, I'm with you.
I think okay, hear me out. Goatman is real.
I can believe
went-
that. Yeah. There's
I
too many
went to-
accounts
I
there.
went to Goatman's Bridge and there's definitely something evil there. 100%. I didn't even fucking believe in it. So like you can't even say, "Oh, you went there
Third
expecting
person tell us
Oh,
about
you
it.
went there expecting something evil, yada yada yada." No, bitch. I went there not expecting shit from
No,
a
I went
stupid
to a
bridge, and it was
Yeah.
no, it was pretty bad. But you see, here's the thing. I don't think he's a cryptid. I think he's just an entity, just like a
Yeah.
non-human entity.
I really do think that there's spirits that have been here from the very like conception of this earth. where it's like these are these elemental creatures that we.
I believe in
don't
elementals.
understand.
I think trees have spirits.
I would
I
believe
I
that.
think
I
they
mean,
do.
how can you explain?
They keep track of their own life.
photosynthesis? Yeah. How can you?
They keep an exact record of their entire life. Like,
How can you not tell me like Venus
How are you gonna
flytraps
tell me
too?
that it doesn't have some type of like
Sentience?
sentience to it? Like
It's very
wild.
possible. I mean, The Happening. That movie's fucking cool, but it's like, yeah, the fucking plants came alive and fucking killed everybody because they changed the fucking chemical makeup and
Like,
made everybody kill
With
each
a
other.
tree, you can tell how good the nutrients were in the soil just
Yep.
by the ring of like how large the ring on the tree is, which is insane.
Well, and the more like
Knots and stuff that it has.
not even
like,
knots. Like the more like green, the more like well taken care of that land is and whatnot. I bet you it's gonna yield a higher energy.
you can tell
source.
when there was fires that came through. Like
Mhm.
it's crazy. If you never looked into like how much science is into like a tree ring, which is totally off topic,
super off topic.
but it is actually super intriguing if you're a giant nerd like me.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't look into it, but like I'm gonna tell you something really weird. So I practice witchcraft. I work with trees. I work with tree spirits.
Yeah.
How
I mean,
did that work? I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Imps, like gnomes, like all of that. I would put some stock in it. Like I don't think we just derive all of these very interesting folklore and these like cryptics and all of this stuff just from like making it up. I really don't. I think at one point they were on this earth with us and people had accounts of it. And
Maybe
maybe
they
they're
still
not,
are.
yeah, and maybe they're not in as much population like density as what we have now because maybe okay, this is another fun theory. Maybe our apex predator is gone and it's been absent
Vampires.
for hundreds of years. Yeah, and what if vampires or like something of the cryptic variety is our natural prey, like our predator, and they just haven't been here to like cull the population down? Because then it starts to like, okay, well now all of these Bigfoot sightings, all of these Yeti sightings, all of these, like swamp monster sightings, like all of these weird things that people have accounts of, giants too. Like,
Man.
why are they just still bringing that up? Like for the clout? I don't think everybody's doing that for the clout. I legitimately think people are seeing stuff still.
Oh yeah. Who the fuck just? I don't know. Who the fuck just makes that up anymore? I mean,
don't
I'm
want that
sure
kind
there
of-
are, but
Making stuff.
Right. I mean, look at what happened to the kid in Texas when he faked
Dude,
when he caught
that's
that,
so wild. He
not
went
Texas,
off the grid.
Vegas, right?
Vegas, yeah.
Vegas when he did you see this?
The
went
meteor
viral on
falling
TikTok.
over the
Meteor
highway into
falling
his
over-
backyard.
into his backyard, and he caught like a alien.
He said
and, like
aliens.
a forklift, and he got all this like media attention from it.
Oh,
I didn't want any of this. Like,
Yeah,
I
and
just
he
posted a video.
immediately backed out because he was like, I can't handle
so
that.
it's like if you do see this and you post it and you post this like evidence of what you're thinking is, Bigfoot, alien, whatever, like there's gonna be a whole bunch of stuff that, especially if it goes viral, that fouls and like
Mhm.
that type
It's
of
just-
attention isn't. And
it's just weird to me how like social media or like news they choose to, like you just said, how that story will blow up, an alien, but why
Yeah.
not ghosts?
Yeah, why don't we have like the Trans-Allegheny like
You
ghost
get-
stories?
you get your-
Like
yearly-
there's so much evidence of spirits.
purely Halloween themed ghost story on the news channel. That's what you get.
That's it.
That's
yeah,
it.
we talk about more of the school shootings, the mass murders, the serial killers, the terrible like economic climate we're living in. It's all this depressing shit, but it's never this like, yo, guys, what's that?
Ghosts are real.
What is
Like,
that?
yeah, I don't know. My whole point was why aliens over ghosts? Like if I show you this shadow figure, what are you gonna say about that? Where's my news attention? I caught a fucking shadow figure.
And then people will say like, well, you can do that in post because it's dark. And then if you're looking in the sky and you see a bright light and against a black background, like that's pretty much cool evidence. But realistically, I don't think we're seeing a lot of aliens. I think we're seeing a lot of man-made crafts, and that maybe like a very slim, like 0.3% of it is actually alien craft.
I don't think I've ever come in contact with an alien, so do I think they're real though? Sure.
They have to be. The universe is fucking infinite. There's in our complete lifespans from the day we're born. If we just leave the Earth and try to make it to the edge of the universe, we'll expire before we get there.
See, I can't wait till we have this guest that we're supposed to come on this
Doctor.
but Dr. Shakira, she's ancient civilizations and psychologist. She's like,
She knows her shit.
she knows her shit about like ancient civilizations and stuff. And my favorite like creation story, I guess you could say, is the story of the Anunnaki.
It's so interesting.
Have you heard of the Anunnaki?
No.
Okay, so it's an old Sumerian like text story, which the Sumerians were the first like civilized humans on planet Earth, and it's an ancient text from them that describes a ancient alien being that came from a planet in the solar system that like there actually is a planet that meets the story too.
It's like Nibiru
Planet
or
13.
something.
Yeah, maybe Planet Nibiru or
something.
Planet 13, I think is what NASA calls it. But it actually does cycle the sun and almost the exact like time structure of the story. And when it comes closest to the sun is when the Anunnaki have said to have left their craft to come to Earth to harvest gold and other types of minerals to restore
and the
nuclear damage from their planet.
Yeah, and the whole like background to like us and like how we fit into that scheme is that they brought us. They genetically engineered us to be slaves, to work for them and to get the gold. If you look at like the ancient civilizations like Egypt, like why did they build the pyramids? The pyramids are probably way older.
Why has there always been such fascination with gold?
That too, yeah.
It's like a weird thing to me too.
And like as humans, we are always creating better stuff, like always better technology. It's constantly innovating. We are constantly working as a whole, like population of humans. Everybody works. Basically, everybody works. And it's like, okay, well, now that has a little more weight for me because if you look at the hieroglyphs and all that stuff too, it's like, well, why do we have these depictions of these really large beings that are much bigger than the other ones, that have these elongated heads, and that they're basically the deities? And then you have these Sumerian texts. It's like, this is weird.
Yeah.
It is weird. It's weird as fuck. But
I would say that's only so many. I can say the word
Questions.
only was it's like
Quintessential? I don't know.
it starts with a C. There's so many times like things can line up before it's not like
coincidences.
Thank you.
That's it.
Yeah. Before
Yeah.
it's not.
I legitimately think the pyramids are older than what they say they are. That there's no possible way that humanity themselves built them in the span that they think they did. And realistically, like, what is it for? Nobody has been able to tell me a good reason why it's there. Why it lines up with the North Stars and all that. Like it doesn't make sense.
That leads me into a question like, how would you feel like investigating like the pyramids or some type of like
Oh fuck yeah.
civilization?
Oh my god, that'd be sick.
Machu Picchu, like all of those civilizations would be so cool.
Because I've been to Chichen Itza and like I didn't paranormal investigate it because
you just got to experience it first.
I was just happy to be there. But like if I got a second chance to go there, like I would bring something to like see if I could try to talk to someone, because I guarantee you no one's ever done that. Like I've never seen a video of it. So
I don't even think they let you, to be honest. Like I bet you they
dude, they will. There's nobody controlling anything down in Mexico.
Really?
They just let you in and then you walk around and there's nobody like
I have seen videos of people climbing up like the fucking stone like stairways to the tops of those.
Yeah, you
like,
can't do that.
Yeah, to those ancient like buildings. It's like, dog.
Well, I would love to go to the top of the freaking pyramid and do an investigation up there. That'd be so sick.
I want to know what's underneath the pyramids. There is a sealed vault underneath the pyramids and the Sphinx. We just don't know what's down there. There has to be something down there that
There's probably more shit under the sand.
Oh, has to be. They're uncovering like in other like Southern American countries, like legitimate when they're burning parts of the forest to like crop rotate and like infrastructure, I don't even know how to fucking say it. Like they're finding these like geometric patterns for like building structures and things that are just deep in the soil. That's got to be everywhere. That has to be.
Yeah, definitely.
So
one of my biggest. Oh, go ahead.
Do you think Walmart can be haunted?
Yes. Hang on. Listen. No.
Yes.
No. Listen. No, this is something that's gonna get me excited. I think there's ghosts everywhere.
Yeah. I don't think
so. I think if I go into Walmart and I investigate it, there might just be a ghost in there.
I've seen chips fall off of shelves without anybody around. Like legitimately, like whoop. It's like, dog. What?
I've had experiences too when I'm at like a concert. I've noticed somebody and then they just disappear.
The
I
black-eyed
think they're
children.
everywhere, but it's not normal to just go investigate your fucking parking lot or
Right.
McDonald's
And then you're just
bathroom.
walking around like in the middle of Walmart with your EMF recorder and like everything's out and you're just like, if there's any spirits that want to communicate.
That is some dumb shit I would do too. So if you catch me doing that,
I'll do it right there with you. I think that's hilarious. Like for really funny like content,
Yeah,
like
'cause
gag content.
it's
too,
funny,
because
but it
people
could be
laugh.
real.
Oh yeah,
Like
100% could be.
that's the whole thing. Like I thoroughly believe they're everywhere. They're everywhere. But I do think that I don't know, maybe places that are like amped up to be haunted locations, maybe like they congregate there. Get what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Maybe there's
yeah.
a
I feel
portal
like
and they congregate around portals. I don't know, but I think there are spirits that can travel, but then there's also some that cannot travel from where they're
yeah, they're
at.
shackled. I would think for
I
one
don't
reason.
know what it is, but there are reasons that some can't leave. But like I bringing up the guy that I talked to, John, he says he can travel. Sometimes I pull up to the cemetery and he's not there for a solid 10 minutes until I start screaming his name.
Like,
Then he
John,
comes,
the fuck are you doing?
pretty much. And then he shows up. And I'm like, "Where were you?" He goes places. I don't know what he's doing. He could be at the casino. I live by the casino.
Well, yeah, realistically, it's like I've always wondered when we die, like, do we get like, are we shackled to certain places we've been in our lifetime, or is it fucking go wherever you want, dog? Like you are a free spirit. I hope it's free spirit because I don't want to check everything out.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know what makes you stuck somewhere versus not, but I do know some are stuck, some are not. That's what I know.
Yeah, that's
Or
the
that's what
only
I believe.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the only
it's not
answer.
it's not really a believe because I have asked and I've got both answers. So that's
Yeah.
just I guess what I know based off of what I've asked. And
Yeah, like
Brendan's
we
in the
only have
chat.
so much information to go off too. So
Yeah, Brendan's in the chat telling me to bring up this investigation that we did at a cemetery. I don't remember if he knew it was haunted or not, but we went there for a live and there was a little boy there and he actually brought up one of the buildings downtown on the Ovilus, which it was like, I don't know, not a mile away, but it was definitely a couple blocks away. He
Yeah.
said the name of the building on the Ovilus. So
damn,
that's actually really
that's interesting.
but
it's
he
like,
was in the cemetery.
yeah, like how would he know that if he isn't able to like just go like fucking move around and like go check stuff out?
Well, I mean, I feel like him saying that makes you think, yeah, he can. Like he knew that was there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we've been told, you know, like we'll have protection in some places by certain spirits, and then we'll go walk around, and the same type of activity will continue happening. And it's like, okay, so there is a transient spirit here with us that's not just like, all right, I talked to him, I'm out. Like it'll follow you around all night during your investigations.
yeah, like literally
Sometimes.
our video of Haunted Forest, like we had a spirit just following us around and it kept telling us that it was going to protect us. We weren't exactly sure what from, but eventually what he was trying to protect us from came through.
Either a big cat out in the woods, or it was some type of very malevolent entity that was also roaming around those woods that was like kind of not nice. Because right at the end of it, it basically told us to get the fuck out.
So I have had that happen where a spirit would follow me around an entire complex. It was actually with Brennan again. I'm always with him. So it was Forest Haven, and this guy just popped up, and what was it? His name's Mike. He was the most intelligent spirit I've ever spoke to. He just showed up, and I think, like I said, I have something going on, mediumship, psychic ability, whatever the fuck you want to call it. He somehow guided us to all of the best spots at the asylum. And that might sound insane, but I'm telling you.
No, we've had the same encounters.
We've had weird stuff like that too.
Old County Jail was
we
a lot
played
like
tag
that.
with a little kid spirit, like it was literally hot or cold is how we did it. But
We didn't know we were on the women's floor in the Old Lincoln County Jail, and then we were like, dude, I really want to investigate the lady's cell that she burned up in, and she lit her dress on fire and died in here. Well, turns out we were standing in it when we were trying to figure out where it was. But we had no idea because every floor of that jail is lit up the exact same. So if you were on the third floor, you'd think you're on the first floor. Right?
Yeah.
Like we got turned around hard. It's just stuff like that though that really like it like legitimizes a lot of things for me where it's like the ice rink here in our town. Like we've had people tell us that it's haunted. I wouldn't.
I've
fucking
had my
believe
own
it.
experiences there even.
Yeah, but then you start talking to the employees and they're like, no, dude, like there's weird stuff that happens, weird noises, lights turning on and off. It's like, well, what's the likelihood that a spirit's just gonna go ice rink? Yeah.
Why the fuck not? That's
Exactly.
my
Like, why
answer.
the fuck not?
I want to investigate like a haunted Taco Bell.
But they have to be making me food before I start. And they have to like come back at the end of it and make me some breakfast crunch wraps.
I don't even care about the food. I just want to be one of the first idiots to investigate a Taco Bell.
That actually would be fucking lit.
But you want to know what's crazy? I'm gonna tell you right now. If I go into a Taco Bell and I actually start getting intelligent responses,
God.
no one would ever believe me,
No, because it's Taco Bell.
and that just really sucks.
Like you get a response it's like, would you like to make that grande?
And
What?
yeah, and you start hearing the Taco, you know, the bell, like the ding it
Yeah.
makes. You hear that, like it's ominous. It's in the air, like it's
Well,
there.
shit, actually,
Like people with it,
Box.
no one
And,
would ever believe it.
Like we had the headphones on at the old Lincoln County Jail. Well, I did, and they were on.
Basically, Estes method.
Yeah, it's like a different type of SDs because the Phasma box takes all that white noise out and it'll just spit out the words that comes through. And I legitimately heard like a tugboat, and it was like, woo. And I was like,
No,
whoa.
you definitely hear some weird shit through
Yeah,
that.
and then I brought it up to the lady, and she goes, "Yeah, there used to be a canal right next door."
And she's like,
Tugboats
there's a
will
giant
go all the
mural
way
on
up
that
and down.
building next door to this, and we didn't see it because we got there at night. Next morning, we went back to take people and like photos and stuff. A video we never actually released, and sure as shit, like there's a giant mural of the fucking.
No, that's
Canal.
crazy.
Yeah, and it's like that. You know, Taco Bell sounds like the sounds of that. Like I don't think that's just a coincidence. I really don't.
No,
Like I think that shit really can happen.
you hear the fryers going.
It's the hash.
You're somebody go, fuck, it's on fire.
The hash bringing. Bringing slasher.
Yeah, no, I mean, now this could be something that could come through a radio, but when I was at Goatman's Bridge, I was under the Estes, and this was when things started getting really dark. Like things started saying he's coming,
Oh,
like
shit.
really, really weird stuff. And as it was saying that, like it was responding with my friend was asking. And by the way, this Estes, I was under the bridge under an Estes, and my friend was on top of the bridge asking the questions. So it was actually like insane.
Legitimate.
Yeah. So we were getting a lot of Demon and Goatman, and he's coming, and all of a sudden, it started playing like really scary chapel music, like really, really scary chapel music. That video is actually insane. Like it was, you want to know?
Like, how do we get I'm the devil on Good Friday? You know, like I don't think the radio is just gonna fucking say that.
There's a lot of things that come out of Estes methods that a radio doesn't say.
Exactly. Or I love the people that like will say, you just picked up XM radio. They can swear on that. It's an encrypted signal. You have to pay for it.
I mean,
No.
not everything that comes through a spirit box is paranormal, but it's when it like
100% too.
fucking
Or-
answers you,
Yeah, like if
answers
I
you
hear-
intelligently.
It's like,
That's
no,
weird.
Like, oh, man, just give me some. And then it's like, I'm from the 1800s. Oh.
Well, it's also the fact that spirit boxes, you really can't. I mean, I guess you
Yeah,
can
but
get a
they
full
do it when they're
sentence, but it's really rare to get a full sentence. When you have it sweeping at full speed, you normally don't get full sentences. It's like,
Like, because it's sweeping so many different stations
Yeah,
at
if you
one time.
get it in the dips and the ups, like that's crazy.
I mean, now sometimes stations do go like a couple stations out, if that makes sense. Do you get
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
because
I
now
mean, technically, some things can leak through. I don't know. I only.
I can always tell.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, no, me too.
I've gotten to the point where I can differentiate like the spiritual communication to the radio communication.
Yeah, so that's another thing. I'm really good at Estes because of whatever connection I got going on. Sometimes I don't know, sometimes I like see visions and stuff when I'm under the Estes method, and I'll point it. And no, I've had some really weird stuff happen. Like the spirit said blue at this this farmhouse that I didn't even know was haunted. I didn't even film a video. That's how much I didn't believe it was haunted. Said blue under the Estes method, and all of a sudden in my head I saw a yellow chest.
What?
Yeah, so listen, it's really weird. Why do I see a yellow chest? Where did that come from?
Right? Yeah. Why?
I don't fucking know, but listen. So after that Estes ends, I look at my friend Lizzie and I'm like, is there a yellow chest in the house? I didn't even tell her why. I was just like, is there a yellow chest in the house? She's like, I don't know. You want to look? And I'm like, yeah. So we go
Looks
around looking for it and we go upstairs and we open one of the doors and lo and behold, there's a fucking yellow suitcase. So it is a blue suitcase, a yellow suitcase, and a red suitcase. No, I think
Wow.
it's blue, red, then yellow. Well, we opened them up and there's nothing in the blue and the red one, but in the yellow one there was a name tag. Do I know the correlation of that? No, but why did I see that in my head? And why is
Yeah.
that the
Like,
one
what
that
the
has a
fuck is
name
that?
tag? I don't know, but that's like the weird
That's
stuff I see.
I find the like the Estes method like totally like trances you out.
Yeah. You go into a complete different state of being.
If there was a most dangerous form of communication, if that could exist, it would be the Estes because you are a conduit. Like some people are so scared of Ouija boards. The Estes is the thing where if you're gonna get possessed,
with
you're
the
gonna get
Delco,
possessed
too.
with an Estes.
I really want to try the Delco method. It's kind of like a preferred method.
Yeah, where you put the flashing lights over your eyes instead of just like the
where it's
blackness.
just like white.
I don't think I could do that.
It is a
That
lot of
drive me
sense
insane.
and like stimulation at the same time.
Yeah.
Like
I
I do
like to
feel like I get
see-
overstimulated like listen to a long time. Do you feel that same way too?
Sometimes, yeah, especially if nothing comes.
Yeah, if it's really quiet, it's when I'm like I feel like I'm stimming, but like in a not good way where it's not doing anything for me.
Yeah. What's your favorite piece of equipment and why? I tweeted this today, so that's why I'm asking. Oh wait, no, that wasn't what I tweeted. Let me rephrase. If you could take 3 pieces of equipment on an investigation, what would it be and what are your reasons?
That would be Spirit Box because the user's multiple different applications you can use it. Then, like with the Estes method, just listening to it, a voice recorder, and probably a Melrim.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like
You-
to think that if
I
you
can
go
elaborate on those, but I think Trevor's are going to be very close to.
literally it's
mine,
going to be
so-
very, very, very close. I like to say like if you go into a building that you don't really know a lot about and like you just want to feel it out first, like you're the best piece of equipment. Like if you walk around the building and you're like, all right, I feel there's like energy spots.
I
here.
said equipment though. I hate when I ask that question and people are like me. No.
But realistically, I would probably have to say I really like EVPs a lot. Like lately, when I catch an EVP, it's like top tier for me. So
They're
like that'd
rare,
be my
so
big-
it's really cool to get those.
yeah. So
Like,
like,
those are undeniable.
easily. And then,
Undeniable evidence is an
like he
EVP.
said too, Melrem, like that one's always really fun because then you can get both the best of both worlds. You get temperature, you get the Mel meter, and you get the REM pop.
Mostly, I'd want the Melrim because I've literally never had it go off.
Except for twice now, and it was fucking
Never
wild.
had it go off.
Not very often.
No,
It only has recently started to after we had this fucking extremely wild encounter at Post Town
I wasn't
Elementary.
there,
Well,
though.
I had it with my wife.
it's never gone off. It's gone off for me one time, and I
Mhm.
don't know exactly if it was gone off or not.
Yeah, and I was standing in the basement with Creepy Confidential, her husband Mike. My wife was upstairs sleeping because she couldn't hang anymore. And then a couple of the team members from POV Paranormal's junior team. And we were like asking questions, and I had the Melrem sitting by the doorway. And all of a sudden, while they were doing the Estes method, they started saying some darker things. And then all of a sudden, the REM pod went beep, and it started going up one tick at a time until it was maxed out. Never seen that. And then it just shut off. It like fried it. I looked at the temperature gauge on it. It said it was 115 degrees in that basement. And I was like, what the fuck? I turned it off, zeroed it back out, right back to 112. And I was like, dude, like I'm burning up. It's in Ohio. Like it was like early October, and it was cold. So I was like, I don't know why I'm so sweaty. Like this is fucking intense.
Yeah.
Third piece.
Yeah.
Your third piece of.
Oh, and then my third piece of equipment, we don't own this, but I personally used it and I really liked it, would be the tripwires.
I have.
I
a
thought that was
tripwire.
really fun because I had my hands out and I was holding two of the I guess you can call them diodes or whatever. And I was like, just give me a high five. Bing, bing. and I like
really
shook
cool.
them around, and I was like, I can't make these go off. Like, what's happening?
I mean, sometimes if you smack them hard enough, they do. Go
Yeah,
off,
like
but
it's very like few and far between though, or you can by like jiggling them really hard. But like when I was doing it, I was like, it's not going off, and then it did like a second. And I was like, I wasn't fucking moving.
yeah.
What are your three?
I would take. So if you see this tweet, I corrected myself because I said something different at first. I would take an Envoy. It has become one of my favorite pieces of equipment because it's a direct fucking yes, no, direct numbers, direct letters if you need it. And if they're intelligent enough to use it, it's really good. So I like my Envoy. Next, what REM pod? I love REM pods. I love them so much. I fucking love REM pods.
Ones, or do you have like the other style ones?
Do I have the what?
The circular style ones, or do you have like the other style ones where it's
I
like...
have the one that you have, the Mel REM.
Yeah.
I have the circular one, and then I just ordered a new one. I ordered this one. I didn't need it, but it's like it's new in the field, right?
Yeah.
It's REM and static detection.
Oh, that's really nice.
It's by the same people who make the music box, the expensive one.
Yeah.
So it's made out of like carved wood and stuff. This fucker was $350.
Yeah, it's sad how expensive like some of the equipment is actually getting now.
I can understand why though.
I do too.
It does take a lot to like.
You have to solder everything together. You have to know how you're putting boards and chips together to make sure.
Yeah, and I will tell you, I feel like the REM pods made by the actual person, whoever the fuck owns the REM pods, the original REM pods are better than the ones that are made by just random people.
100%.
So you can't sit there and say, "Oh, it's so easy to make." Well, why is your REM pod trash then?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I've tried REM pods made by like smaller people, and
It's
not good. Waste of money.
Yeah, it just doesn't work correctly. Like I think we've encountered a few of those too, where it's like, I don't have a lot of faith in this. Like I really had high hopes, but realistically, like
I don't buy from small companies anymore because it doesn't reach my expectations.
I've been let down too many times too.
Yeah, but anyways, my third piece. I don't fucking know. I don't remember what I said. Let me look. I can't think right now. I said it today though. Hang on. We're gonna find it.
We're gonna dig.
I said it right here. I changed my mind. I take an Envoy, a REM pod, and a cat ball. I fucking love cat balls.
Cat balls are pretty fucking sick. When they go off, like, dude, what?
I mean, someone told me that they did an experiment where they put a cat ball in a box and it did set itself off. So that kind of like hurt my feelings a little bit there. But
command,
huh?
When it lights up on command,
do you ever put it?
No.
It goes off. Like
I like to put it on the button, so like where that little like pocket is, where you have to stick your finger in it, turn it on. I like to set it down like that, so you legitimately have to nick that thing to make it go off.
Oh yeah. No, I believe mine. Some of mine, I don't understand how that happens because some of mine, when I go to try to set it off my fucking self, they don't go off. So
I know. I was like, stomping next to a couple of them the last times we've investigated. And it's like, why won't you go off? But you are.
I'm trying. I want to show you something. This happened in my last live. It was like, I think 2 days ago on TikTok. I talked to this little boy, Daniel, at this cemetery. He is 5, so he acts like a 5-year-old. He likes cat balls. I put all the balls down. I don't think I can find it because I have to download the live, and I didn't do that yet.
Stream.
Yeah, it sucks. I wonder if it's highlighted though. So on TikTok, when you go live, it sometimes highlights certain things, like if people are commenting.
Like do its magic and be like, here's some highlights.
Hang on, let me see if I have it because it's actually insanity. What happened was crazy. I also have on camera a cat ball actually physically being pushed. I have that.
Why do you think child spirits are stuck here? You know, like,
I think they don't know how to leave.
I think that's probably the best answer that I've heard too.
I also think that's why asylums are very haunted. They are not mentally capable to understand how to do it.
really good
Like when you die, you don't just turn into this all-knowing being. I mean, until maybe after you like leave the physical. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, I don't
So-
know if you just get like the keys to the kingdom when you leave.
I
your
don't
body.
think so. Are a musical instrument known? Yes, I know.
Oh, the junior theremins.
And work different. Okay, I didn't know that they were different kits, but I knew that they were junior theremins. I thought they all were, but that's nice to know that they're two different things. Oh, isn't this the guy that has the
That's Spirit Talker. Spotted Ghost is a genius, though. Like he realistically knows his shit, and he's a fellow investigator. So I'll put all of my birds in this basket at this point. Like, yes, you were right, where it does spit out stuff, but so does the Obulus, where it's like, if we
No,
can just-
absolutely. I mean, I'm not like trying to shit on it.
No, I know exactly what you mean. You're like,
I
this is not
will. I
personal.
just can't. I just physically can't. I
I
don't
was
know.
skeptical at the
I don't
beginning.
like apps. I don't like phone apps.
I never-
If this
I never
guy,
liked it.
if Spotted Ghost could turn it into an actual piece of equipment, how does he know I'm his biggest fan? Do you know I'm a hater? I am probably the biggest Spirit Talker hater. I'm so
Oh, that's so
sorry.
funny.
I hate the app. I don't know why.
I think we just gotta stigma
I
around it,
can't.
too. Like, you know,
Don't-
there's many apps out there that are garbage. And I do
Don't
think that
hate
there
me.
are
I
a
hate
couple-
all apps. How about that? So you can't
you're
you can't
fine.
hate me. I hate them all. I fucking hate them all.
I
Now,
agree.
but if you could make, if you're saying you got all this knowledge and you can make an actual device,
He has too.
I will
think it just costs more
consider
to
it.
make.
It's the manufactural.
Yeah, where it's like to create those like those MIDI boards or whatever they're called, and like to like put all of those sensors into it and make it into like a housing too. It probably realistically wouldn't be like super lucrative, especially when it's like, yeah, now that I've done my research into it a little bit more and seen the videos of how it's broken down, how it works, I definitely put a lot more faith in like, yeah, there's a lot of paranormal stuff that's happening with this.
I'm trying to look for that clip. I'm listening to you, I swear.
Yeah, that's a cool device I'd like to try out.
I've
too.
never seen one in action. I know some people have posted videos where they were like given one of those little like, is that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah,
like
the
the
little
puck where it
puck,
has
little
like
puck.
a
Yeah.
like a
It's
screen
a
on it.
little
Yeah.
puck. Trying to move away from phones, but they're too good. Ah!
iPhones like are fucking insane. The amount of stuff that they cram into our phones and other small electronics now is pretty wild.
It is.
Oh my
Technology is actually in this little tiny device.
My stupid TikTok has a replay of it, but it cut it exactly where it happened because everyone started commenting after it happened.
Oh no.
I mean, I can still get it though, but let me tell you, I asked him. So I've been trying to ask him every single time I go there to turn on all the cat balls. I have, I think, 17 of them.
That's so insane.
So what was I calling it? I think I was saying let's play. I don't know. Maybe I called it light up ball. Let's play light up ball. Let's play light up ball. And I went and turned all the fucking balls on. And I stood there and I waited till they all turned off. And I went, your turn. And he went and turned almost all of them on. At least it was my live was saying it was at least 7 to 9 balls turned on.
That's insane.
And I was over there flipping shit. I'm like,
You're like, how do you realistically go, okay, that's just normal.
however, and guess what? After it happened, not another ball went off. He left because that's what he does. He leaves. He'll do what you want for a second, and then he's like, bye. And he goes and probably plays with his ghost friends. The last time I was there, another time, I gave him candy. He did the same thing. He made 4 balls light up at the same time. I wanted him to light all of them up. He couldn't do it, but he did 4. And then after that, he left, took his candy and left.
That's so wild. We've
but yeah.
tried to get multiple things to go off like that at once. We have like 5 cat balls ourselves, and it's like, if you can make all these go off right here, right now, we'll leave. And nothing happens. And it's like,
What if they don't want you to leave?
true. That's actually a good point too. But I'm waiting for that day where it's like, what? Or we have a rubber duck that we like to use on investigations where if you click it, like it's back, it's got like this pressure sensor in it where it'll start lighting up. Well, we were at Eloise Asylum in Detroit, and we set that bad boy in the middle of the group that we were investigating with. And there's probably 20 people in the group because it was Ghost Hunts USA. And all of a sudden, we were like, if you're here, can you make that duck go off? And then, I'm not joking, 45 straight minutes, it felt like on command that duck was going off.
Yeah, I think we have 15 minutes of video of it going on like
and then we just stopped
14
recording
consecutive
because it was
times.
like crazy.
It's really cool when they make things go off that isn't like a piece of equipment.
Yeah, like how do we explain that?
It's literally just something we just bought on a whim. We're like, oh, we're going to the psychiatric facility, like a light up duck they might think is cool. Like,
well, and then it got too cold, so it didn't even work at
Yeah.
all. So we
because
like,
it was fucking 30 degrees that day outside.
and then the wind chill and like the temperature dropped at night too, so it ended up getting like to like -5 with the wind whipping through there. So we brought it downstairs, heated it back up, and it worked perfectly fine. Like there was no reason for it to be doing what it was.
And it would only go off in a certain. We tried it in other parts of the building. Go off. It would only go off on the 4th floor, which we actually. Left
That's where the guy was that liked the duck.
Yeah, it was the geriatric floor too.
Yeah, and we
That's
left
the
that
only
duck
explanation.
there. Actually, still at the
Yep.
asylum to this day.
Yeah, I put it up.
Aw,
high,
that's nice.
on other
I
things.
left that 5-year-old. I left him a cat ball. Actually, that investigation. I was like,
We like
"You
doing
deserve
that.
a cat
though. I
ball."
feel like it's so respectful if you do communicate with something or somebody.
I bring offerings all the time to the ones
Exactly.
that I talk to a lot.
where it's like I need to show you my appreciation because I made the mistake of telling a spirit I was gonna give them like a present and I didn't, and my wallet got stolen out of my back pocket.
And
Yeah.
that was his present.
Like,
100%.
when we went to the 𝚕𝚌𝚕𝚎𝚎 house, we went to their graves before the investigation and got gold coins.
And I'm pretty sure we spoke to the family. Like,
And
while
I believe we had the responses in the crazy night that we did because we went and respected them. We paid our respects to them, literally and figuratively.
Yeah. So the guy that I always talk to, I mean, he talks to me all the time anyways, but this one day I went there and the energy seemed really sad. I could feel them, by the way. Like I can actually feel their emotions. It's really
Yeah.
weird.
walk to a room and there's a big 4-footing man that's not there, you're gonna feel that presence. Like it is a thing.
Not a presence. Like I can feel them there, but when I say feel them, I mean like I can feel
Their
their
emotional energy.
emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this night in particular, the energy felt really, really sad, and I didn't know why. And someone messaged me on TikTok, which blew my mind that they knew where I was at. But they messaged me and sent me the grave and whatever. I'm an idiot. I didn't look it up. I really should have because I've been sitting there talking to him for months. This spirit. It was his wife's birthday, and I do know from asking him before, his wife is not there with him. He cannot find her, so it makes him really sad when we talk about his wife. So I try not to bring it up, but it was his wife's birthday. He wasn't really active that night, and the energy felt really sad. So the next day, I went back. I brought his wife flowers, a balloon, and a white candle,
Love that.
and he was the most active I've ever seen him.
Oh yeah.
Like insanity. Like I have an EVP. I have an EVP of him saying his name and then my name. And then he also knocked over an EMF meter that night, and it was
That's
really,
crazy.
really cool. And then I went back a couple days later and it wasn't nearly as active. So
I definitely believe that certain like dates and times of events
Oh,
are
play
super
big
important
factors.
and play a huge factor into paranormal investigating. Like if you go to, like, for instance, Gettysburg, on the Battle of Gettysburg, I bet you
You're gonna
catch
get a lot.
more paranormal activity than
I'm
you do
sure.
on
What day is
You go to
that? Maybe
Omaha,
I have to go do that.
and it's
What
like
day did that happen?
Oh, I don't even know.
January
I think
16th, 1842.
I think it's coming up. Too.
January 16th.
Or July,
Okay.
sorry.
Is it?
July.
That's so different.
I said January, I meant July.
To be
Yeah.
honest, I don't think I'm ever gonna go back to Gettysburg.
July 1st through July 3rd, so I was a little off.
I don't fuck with it that much. It's haunted. It's definitely haunted. I definitely have
Yeah.
gotten content there, but I just see. So
1863.
what
That was
was it?
close.
July something?
July 1st.
July 1st through July 3rd,
1st.
1863. I was close.
I mean, shit. You go put on some like Civil War or Union garb, and then you go like camp out there and like rough it really hard. I'm sure you'll get tons.
See,
of
you're
stuff.
not allowed on the battlefield that night. It really sucks.
Legally.
No, they're pretty hardcore there.
Yeah,
I
no,
was
I know. It's
I
like the
was in the
greatest stuff
cemetery
all
after
over.
hours and I got kicked out.
Yeah, like I think it would be really fun to investigate. Like just some of the
whole city is
places.
a freaking battlefield.
Yeah, that you aren't allowed to because it's not. What do you want to call it? Like,
It's a historic monument.
yeah.
basically.
But I mean, I feel like there should be ways to like petition, like, hey, like I'm coming to do this respectfully. Like, let me follow the right channels. Like, we can do this.
It's unfortunate because many people before us have ruined that potential privilege.
Yeah.
Because people are disrespectful.
Kind of like
People do
Crescent.
vandalize and people do all these terrible things.
Yeah.
That's
There's a lot of people that ruin things for other people. My next video is it's at a haunted tattoo shop here in New Jersey, and
We
they
literally just
are.
did one.
no, yeah, we
I
did.
know you told me
It
that.
was like the same night. We both did tattoo shops.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that was weird. So I actually am really scared to show this on the internet because I feel like people are gonna think I'm insensitive. But I mean, I'm sure if someone watches this until now, if they watch it after, if you're watching live, if they watch it after, or if I don't fucking know, or if they're watching live right now, you've heard me talk about how much I care about asylum spirits and how I am very empathetic towards them. This is actually the tattoo that I got. I don't know how to show you this. It's lobotomy tools.
Oh, I was gonna say it's the pick and the fucking hammer, isn't it? Holy
Yeah.
shit, that's crazy.
And I'm really scared to like show that on the internet because I feel like it could come up as insensitive, but it's
Yeah.
not like that at
I
all
can see
for
where
me.
some people would have like a problem with it, but at the same time, it's like,
Your
no,
body,
I'm
your
playing
choice.
homage. Like this is my homage to it. Where it's like
They
hey,
also don't know me. They don't know me. They don't know how I feel about it. They don't know what I do. They don't know how, I mean, it literally all it takes is go watch one of my videos at an asylum and you will see how I treat those spirits. So you absolutely cannot tell me that I disrespect
People
them.
think my tattoos are offensive too. I have a ghost in a freaking coffin holding a skull in a graveyard and an alien. Like
I have
I
a
have an
ghost
anime
too,
girl
but
licking a knife. Like it's literally Toga licking a knife.
people will think what they think.
yeah, that's the tattoo that I got there. But why did I bring that up? Oh, they're very strict on who they let in to film.
Really?
Because yeah, because they don't like people, which I don't blame them. They had to like literally vet me. They went and watched all my videos and like
Really?
had to see what kind of personality I had and how I act before they even agreed.
I like that, but I also am like, there has to be an extent to that because
No,
really,
I like it because the people that they let in there, the stories that they told me,
yeah,
no.
where it's like you cannot, you're portraying this in a fucking awful way. Like why?
Well, so their thing with it is, first of all, those spirits, they work with them every single day. They talk to them
Yeah.
often. I'd be pretty pissed if someone went and disrespected my cemetery spirit. I would actually probably beat you up. If you went and disrespected my cemetery spirit, I would probably literally, if I knew you, I'd punch you in the fucking face. So
Just
there's that. So that's probably how they feel about their spirits
Has
in
to be.
there, so I could totally understand that. And they said that after these assholes came, their spirits were mean for a little bit and they had to like get them to warm back up to them and like understand, hey, we won't let people in that again.
Well, was it Joliet, I think, where after like a couple of investigators went through there and they started, saying like demon this, demon that, and like that publicity got out and it got really popular, they shut it down because they were like, we don't want that press. Like, this is not what this place is.
I mean, you can't really do much with people calling everything a demon. It's kind of whatever. It used to really, really bother me at first, but like now I'm kind of like, call it whatever the fuck you want.
Everybody
As long as you're not faking your evidence, whatever.
That's where I'm at. Where it's like, I'll draw the line
That's
there.
where the line gets drawn.
Yeah,
My
like,
two rules: be respectful to the spirits and the beings you talk to. I mean, unless they're an asshole. So like, I was at a listen. Wait, I'll tell you my two rules.
Retract.
I'll tell you my two rules. Be respectful to the spirit you're talking to, unless they're a fucking cunt to you. Then you can be one back. Okay, but like, if you don't know them, don't walk in there being a complete
If
nutter.
I'm getting
dick.
disrespected, fuck yeah, I'm not gonna like it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yes.
mean?
If you're being
Right.
disrespected by a ghost, be disrespectful back. Fuck that ghost. I don't care if you're dead or anything.
You're
Fuck you.
fucking dead, bro.
But if you don't know them yet and they didn't do anything, you don't know them yet and they didn't do anything to you,
Mess with the
fucking
boy, get the
respectful.
horns.
Oh my fuck.
And number two, don't fake your shit. I hate
just
people who fake stuff. You just ruin it for everyone else because then
What's
people look at me
crazy-
and they're like, what the fuck is this? This is fake.
Yeah.
Ghosts aren't real. And I have to sit here like, whatever.
It bothers me that like a lot of the long form content where it's not as heavily edited and like cut to this, cut to that, cut to this, cut to that, which I do like some of those videos.
I
Some of
think
them
I think mine's like that.
it's not. It's definitely like you stick a lot more. Like, so I would say like if you look at Project Fear, right? Almost every 15 seconds they're switching angles, always. And
I
granted,
don't like that.
I don't hate it, but I also don't love it because then you're getting almost overwhelmed and you can't like keep up.
Well, they're a TV
Here's-
show,
I
so
like
that's how they produce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that, but at the same time, like editing videos, we know how easy it is
to fake things in there with
to
the
make
cuts.
one cut look like it belongs with another cut.
Yep.
Which is totally fine, because sometimes there's a part where maybe 20 minutes of nothing happens that you don't want to show people because no one's interested in watching. It's totally
No one's
fine.
interested in watching nothing, so that shit does get cut.
Yeah.
It
I
gets
do
cut.
think it sucks too for a lot of the people that will release those 3.5 hour, 4.5 hour videos where it's like, this is the full investigation front to back. I think there's something.
Respect.
Yeah, I think there's something
No one
to it
wants
where
to
it's like,
watch that though. I
Exactly.
hate to be like that. No one
that's the
wants to
general
watch it.
population too, where they're like, I need more. Like,
You
it's cool,
you can
but
be
it's
a
not
real
me.
investigator while also knowing what people want to watch. Like I'll be honest with you, I cut a lot of evidence out of my videos. Could you believe that?
We
I
don't
cut
really
I
use that
cut
as proof.
evidence.
Yeah,
Straight
well, who said
evidence.
We definitely have cut things like we could
Like,
present
was
evidence
that a
if we
voice?
want.
I don't honestly know, and I don't want to present it and misrepresent it. So just
No, not that. I'm not talking about things I don't know. I'm talking about like straight solid evidence.
where it's
I
like this
will cut
legitimately
it.
going off. Fuck that.
If I get I don't know, like I'm literally just talking about straight up evidence. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, this segment of my video is running too long, the rest of it gets cut, and
Yeah.
some of it could be really good, but that's how it is when you want to do YouTube. You need to know,
Potential
okay,
is real. Like, it really
Yeah.
is.
sometimes when you like I like to, I mean, my Penhurst video is completely different because I actually really left my basement session uncut because it was just so fucking
That
insane.
crazy, right?
It was that crazy. Go watch it. Go watch it. You're gonna be like, this bitch is fake. That's how crazy that video is. That video is that insane that I feel like any skeptic would look at me and be like, "Now this is the fakest shit I've ever seen." That's how crazy that video is. I will tell you that right now.
I feel like skeptics are everywhere though. You're gonna always run into somebody that's gonna be like, "Poo you," like, fuck
I
that.
feel like even investigators might think like,
Yeah,
it's
they're gonna
fake,
be
though.
like, there's a stigma around you because you're just getting so much. Like, that's not how it happens.
I hate that. I really feel that, and that's what I like. I actually mentioned this earlier today. That is the thing I am the most scared of, is like having other investigators be like, okay, she gets a lot more than I do. She's fake.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really
That's
hate that. I'm
That's
really
exactly
scared of
where we
that.
were at, like at the beginning of this, where it's like, I don't want to release videos where there's not a lot happening, because then people are going to think we're faking the other stuff. And then when the stuff that does happen is going crazy, like, I want to tell the story correctly. So like, I will cut it to the points to where it's like one room, fast forward a little bit where it's like, we're talking really quick, nothing happens, and then cut to the next room, even though there was like 45 minutes in that room.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Well,
we just
if you
don't
didn't
do
get anything in that room. Also, I have multiple videos that I didn't release. I went places and shit, I have some crazy videos that I didn't release. But I just, if I feel like it's not up to par with what I want to put
Yeah.
out there, I will not release
we
it.
have that standard now where it's like, I want to adhere to that. Like, I have made
Yeah.
it to the point where I'm happy with it. I think that the direction that we're going is very, very good.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely, like, you look at our early videos that are invested, they're
Garbage.
terrible. No wonder they don't have any views.
30 views, and then all of a sudden we're getting like 500 to 600
But now we've
views on
really
all of
like
them.
tried to work at getting better at editing, watching other people's
Getting the
videos
better angles,
to
keeping
figure
things
out
in
what,
focus.
people are doing.
So one of the biggest things that I think a lot of people like don't do, and this is a lot of people, when people watch YouTube, I'm gonna tell you right now, for the most part, I don't think they give two shits about the evidence that you get. I
No,
think
I
they
don't.
want to watch you. So
I think it's a lot of personality. I really do.
it's personality. So if YouTube's something you want to be big on, show your fucking personality. Show who you are.
Yeah, make the jokes. You know, like,
I think that's why people like me. And it just, I mean, yeah, shit. It just helps that I fucking get good evidence too. I mean, yeah.
I always say we're just unapologetically ourselves. Like,
Yeah,
you'll
that's
see
great.
the same people on the videos and in real life. Like, there's no changing us.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I feel like that's why a lot of the bigger people in the community have their following, because they have personalities. They have YouTube personalities.
Yeah.
And I don't
people-
think they're fake either.
That's definitely a super huge part of it. And
I mean, look at Mr. Beast, dude. He started his channel and was pushing content out for a long time before it ever got popular. And because he was such a people's person and he was good at networking and just the way he just stuck to it, he blew up. He's the biggest content creator on the planet now.
I know, but I don't think it's his personality. See, that's a different
I think it might
story.
be. Because
I don't
I
know.
think it's hilarious. Where it's
I think
it's
he's
the, like the
hilarious.
subtle humor that he sprinkles in there. It's like Jesus God, that's
Like
such a
for
dad joke.
me, like I just feel like I would. Be
I
like,
relate to
buddy
it a
buddy
lot.
with him.
Yeah.
The day I met him, so I was just like hooked to his videos. So I was like, I relate to this guy. So I think he's.
I guess maybe I don't relate. Maybe
We
that's
grew
why I
up on
feel like that.
TFIL, on Mr. Beast stuff, you know, like a lot of what was the other one that we watched?
Ghost Dogs is right, and his Super Mario looks.
Fuck yeah. But there was also another one, the Asian guy, and then the
BuzzFeed.
Yeah, BuzzFeed Unsolved. We used to watch those religiously, and we derived a lot of our like, okay, like let's get a basis here for like how we want to like go about this stuff.
I
Whereas, like, I would wanna
used to like
prevent.
them. Not that oh god, they have a whole community that will kill me if I say anything. I don't
love-
hate them. They're very disrespectful now.
It's changed quite a bit since the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't
very-
hate it, but like you're right, it's changed. Like you can definitely see that, you know, like it's not that fame got to them, but I think it's like one of those things where you get burnt out a little bit, you know, like you start thinking, well, this is probably more acceptable. Like it's fine. Like I've already tried pushing boundaries. Let's push more boundaries.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm not gonna sit here and like talk shit. They could do whatever the fuck they want. But not my
Right. If it's
yeah,
working,
but
it's
they said it in the chat. They're not my vibe anymore.
Exactly. Just
I
it's like a cup of coffee, man. Like I like a certain brew until I don't.
my favorite YouTuber is Exploring with Josh.
Oh, yeah.
I love
Forward.
that dude.
Trying to get him on here.
We've been trying to get him on here forever.
He is my inspiration. That's my inspiration to my content. He's just so himself. He's never in drama. And I don't know, I just wish I could be as nice as him. I'm not though. I have a feeling that once I get big, oh my god, people are gonna see like if you piss me off, I'm a cunt.
It's like you're the talent. I'm a fucker, dog.
Only if you like I feel like it's only if you piss me off though. I feel like I'm pretty nice and chill until like you say something like to just tick me the fuck off.
You have to
and then I'm
legitimately
like,
tread on me to like actually piss me off, or like
Yeah, it
physically
takes me a
do
lot.
something that is like.
and
no
some
help.
days I'm just in a bad mood. So it's like it's just called don't fuck with me.
I love that. Also, Ghost Dog, is Godzilla -1 really out already? I just watched a trailer yesterday, and I am so fucking stoked for it. Godzilla's my shit. Sorry, I went completely off topic.
Godzilla mega fan.
Dude, I am a
right here.
huge fan. Fucking
There's a
love it.
another Godzilla out.
Yeah, it's called Godzilla -1, and it's like a remake of the original Godzilla. Like
I
destroying
love
Tokyo.
the Godzilla movies. So
It's so it looks
Gotcha.
like the best one yet for sure, and it's the Shin Godzilla too, or like the Toho company made it, so it's the legit people that created Godzilla. Like, chef's kiss. I mean, fuck it, pull up the fucking trailer. We're gonna show everybody.
I like what's that? What's the one? Is it? I don't know if is it called King of Monsters? Is that what
Yeah,
it's called?
the,
I like
the
that one.
versus Kong too. Yeah, that
He
was
just Brandon likes that one.
Literally the same time.
We do that. We have like mental telepathy. It's really weird.
I fucking
Really
love it.
weird.
I feel like the same thing happens between me and him a lot,
Dude.
where I'll just be like, "What
There
were you
was
gonna
like
fucking ask?"
literally like a 4-week live stream thing where we literally said the same exact thing at the same time.
I've known you for like over a decade now, so like it just fucking fits.
Yeah.
No, it's really weird though, because me and him just met. But like it happens a lot.
How did you guys meet? Just networked?
I think he just reached out to me and said, "Hey, I got an abandoned asylum," and I mean, shit, that's how you get me. Abandoned asylum.
Hey,
I mean, how there's nothing better. Like, how else are you gonna go about meeting new people that are in the same field as you and that are enjoying the same passions that we have?
we've created, I think, lifelong.
Such a good
bonds through
network.
This.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of really nice people out there, but then there's also a lot of like hating ass hoes. Like a lot of people are jealous.
Yeah, we see both sides of it, and it's like we're Swiss. Like we stay the fuck out of it. Like we realistically, what we want to do going forward in future, like, is be that networking spot. Be like, you guys come to us, and we'll link you up with somebody else in your area.
Yeah, you know something? I feel like I don't know. There's a lot of big people out there, and they never retweet like the smaller channels videos or anything like that. I don't know if they're seeing it or what, but like if I was big, I would help everyone because guess what?
Exactly.
A view for you isn't not a view for me because if they're my fan in the first place, why can't I help you out as well?
Exactly.
You get
love
I don't
hearing
know.
everybody's posts. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm not too busy, I'm trying to put as much stuff on my social media.
I'm
for
always sharing out people's shit, always retweeting, always I put people's on my story. on my Instagram story, all that type of stuff. But you know what? A lot of other people aren't like that, and I don't understand it.
I love to
Why
see
is it
Jamal
why is
say-
it such a big fucking like competition?
like if you came on our podcast, right? Like right after this, you leave and 2 weeks from now you have 15,000 subscribers. Fucking go. Like keep going. Like I am so glad that we could help you along this journey. Just don't forget about us. That's it.
No, that's another thing a lot of people
Even
forget.
like, the vice versa. Like say we had 1 million subs right now, and we would still like let people with like 100 subs come on our show. Like
Yeah, why the fuck not? Now,
Why
I mean, I do
we
understand.
were that
when-
person once with
Yeah, we
no
all started
subs.
there.
We all started with 0.
I do understand though, not choosing to collab with certain people, like at a certain
100%,
point,
Sure.
because you know, everyone they're strangers.
And
You
if
don't
you're
know
like
if you're gonna like them. Yeah, and I don't want to deal with that
Like, as the
bullshit.
podcast setting, totally different.
Yeah, that's different. I'm talking about like meeting up in person though. Like that is kind of different.
That's
So I
a
can
lot harder to do
understand
because
that.
there's a lot of scheduling when it comes into that. We're talking maybe a multitude of days, multitude of hours. You know, like you're spending a short time with us. This is something easy to schedule. You can do it remotely, but like an investigation, there's travel, there's accommodation, there's food, there's money, there's so much other things tied into doing a collab with someone
Yeah.
than there is to do a podcast hosting.
Not only that, like you don't know if that you've never met that person. They could ruin your whole investigation. They could ruin your whole vibe. Like, I don't know. That's kind of hard, but like sharing people's stuff out is easy.
Yeah. I've never encountered any like bad, like we've had multiple times where we've encountered random people on investigations. And it's always added to it where it's like now we have another like level to this story and they bring something different to the table. And
Believe
like
it or not,
we
believe it or not, sorry I burped. I don't know if y'all heard that or not. Believe it or not, half of my investigations on my channel are publics.
Yeah.
So if that says something, a lot of people like bitch about them. Oh, random people, this, that. I don't know. I've never met anyone that's an asshole.
Yeah. I think there's like a limit to how many people in a public investigation there needs to be. Because if you have hundreds and hundreds of people in like a 4-story building, that's
Oh,
like,
well, that's not gonna work.
yeah, like that's just fucking bullshit. Like, can we have like maybe a group of 15?
I mean, I did meet one really annoying person on a public. It was a child, though. Not like a child. They were like, I'd say they were at least 15. At least. This
Exactly.
this person kept walking around with their dowsing rods and saying that there was a Cedric, and then she'd
That's a wild
fucking, oh my god, and then she'd fucking come and join in my video and be like, Cedric, are you down here with them now? And I'm like, I don't think Cedric's here. I'm like, maybe he's upstairs. You should go check.
Like, go up there. Like, just go check it out.
It was so bad, man. But I actually have a video with that night, so I still had a great time, even though we had crazy Cedric lady with the dowsing rods running around, swinging them around.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
Like how we made it 2 hours and 10 minutes.
I do have a plan on my head.
We're just sprouting ideas. That's what we're doing.
Sprouting creation.
I think paranormal theory is some of the funnest, most fun stuff to talk about.
I like talking about it because I don't have anyone in real life to talk about it with.
Yeah,
That's where we encounter a lot.
It's
of are like into it as much as
They say, I don't know how you guys do it.
yeah.
It's fucking
Most of our
scary.
friends like they'll watch our video. And I don't know how the fuck you guys do that. No way.
It's like,
yeah.
I'm walking in my house at night. Like it's the same fucking thing, dude. It's the same thing.
All of my friends, like paranormal friends, are all internet friends. I mean, I've met them in person, but like, I don't know. I don't live near them.
I know. That's the hardest part. I have so many people that I want to meet in the next year, and it's like it's gonna be a tough swing. But
It's
I'm
part of the
gonna
reason
try
for our
to.
Kickstarter.
Yeah, that's why I want the Kickstarter to happen. So bad.
Where are you based at? Michigan? Where the fuck is that? I don't even. I'm bad at geography.
It looks like this.
Yep, with all the lakes, we're like right up next to the Canadian
Oh,
border.
are you
Right.
by?
We
Is
look
that like
this.
on top of Ohio?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like it's a 4-hour drive for us to get to Ohio. For real. And
It's a 3-hour drive for us just to leave the state.
yeah,
Well, I'm in fucking South Jersey, and there ain't shit here. There's one place here, is White Hill Mansion, and it is one of the best places to ever investigate. So I recommend it if you're ever in this area. But other than that, this place sucks. That's
Yeah,
just,
we
I'm a
wanna-
New
we
Jersey
wanna go
hater.
Like,
I
I
hate
really
New
want to go to
Jersey.
the woods. I really want to go, do the Pine Barrens. Like, I really want to just like go see what it has to offer.
Just don't die, dude. I did an investigation in a cemetery near the Pine Barrens, and I'm telling you the vibes I got there. Normally, I'm not scared. I have like big balls of steel, I swear to God.
Yeah,
So
I've
when
seen
I'm
you go on
scared,
vacations alone on your fucking channel. It's like, dude, balls of
yeah, I
steel.
do. My next video, I did that haunted tattoo shop alone. I was surrounded by hundreds of haunted dolls and some of them with demons attached to them. I actually went up to the demon table and sat there and talked to them the whole night. So there's that. I do some crazy stuff, but that cemetery in the Pine Barrens, there was definitely, it had some whack ass energy. So
It's whack-ass energy. Straight up, though. I feel that for sure. There's been a few places where it's just like, vibes off. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand why. Like, Mouth
SK
Cemetery.
Pierce. You ever hear of that place? SK Pierce Mansion up in
Oh, yeah,
Massachusetts.
yes.
Those vibes are whack.
Yeah.
Do a manhandle haunted doll.
What?
We were at the Post Town Elementary when I was with Mr. Creep and his wife, Mrs. Creep. And I just walked over to one of the dolls on the chair and like the cat ball started going off on her lap. And I just picked her up and put her on my lap. And I was like, all right, let's play. Just fucking.
Yeah,
like,
what? You should ask them before you
We also
do
have
that.
the
Yeah.
Bell Witch doll.
yeah, I gave the Bell Witch doll a kiss.
So did I.
You gave the what?
The Bell Witch doll, like from the Bell Witch cave.
What the hell is that?
You don't know about the Bell
Ooh.
Witch?
That's
I mean, I do, but I don't.
Okay, the
it's that
oldest.
voodoo shit.
So the doll is from like the actual like legend. I'm not sure. Gosh, I have to retouch my history on it, but it's related. It was at the Bell Witch like cave's house, and a bunch of people had like paranormal like attachments from it, and they were like, we don't want it anymore, and they sent it to the Asher Walton house. So it's at the Asher Walton house now.
With a bunch of murder memorabilia and other things.
Yeah.
I guess they have a lot of like just like knickknacks that were given to them over time. And it's like
It's
this
a really
is
creepy
cool.
haunted doll. Her name is Belle. And she has a little bell necklace. We didn't get anything from her, but it's still cool to be like
Smack.
for me because that's my favorite like ghost legend.
Yeah,
It's like a cool thing.
I don't think I have. Oh, I like Mothman. I guess that's my favorite. Mothman.
I think Mothman's also an alien. I think that would
He
make
probably
more sense.
is. He probably is.
Well, I think that's probably a good point to wrap it up
Yeah.
for the night. We're rolling
It's
for 2
almost
hours.
2.5 hours getting there.
It's a lot of
I know
time.
you were feeling a little under the weather, so
No,
like,
I am sick as balls right now.
okay, I appreciate you giving us your time for sure. Keep killing all of these videos because they're fucking incredible, and the
Thank
evidence
you.
that you're capturing is awesome.
Yeah, so make sure you have that connection with the spirits.
I mean, I don't know what
I'll
I'm doing,
try.
but I'll try. Yeah. I'll try.
Yeah, and if you ever are in the West Michigan area or get closer to the Michigan area, like don't be afraid, hit us up. Let's investigate together. I think that would be a
Oh
lot.
no, definitely. I always invite people when I have like a location and I need some other
If we come out
people.
there, we'll definitely hit you and Brennan up because that would
Yeah.
be a sick.
Yeah, let us know if you're over here. We got some stuff for you. It's free.
I really want to
wink.
check out the place behind his house. That place sounds incredible.
That place is incredible. So
Yeah, it's such a fucking gem in the fucking rough too.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, it's not known. So
Well, if you haven't yet, Kaylee's links are down below. So make sure you go click on them. Go follow her on everything. Go watch everything. Go like,
Put that
subscribe,
paranormal
click the
patch.
bell. Do all that stuff.
yeah.
Show all the love.
Show all the love. And with that being said, folks, remember to keep your ears and eyes open for what really goes.
In the night.
Deuces.
Thank you again, dude. Appreciate you.